Ho, ho, ho! What up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. That's right, Bar Talk with us super fans. We're chilling out with the crew. Including on today's edition, we got the man with no class. He talks trash. It's Seabass. We got a guy who's walked the walk. Now he talks the talk. It's the coach Tosco. As always, faithful producer Crack AV, fearless host Danny BMD, and me, of course, the amateur hype man, superfan art. We're talking sports, South Texas style. Go ahead and take it away, Dan.
Yo, welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz, bar talk for superfans, coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, to your ears. Provide some sports time for your free time. What up, this your host, Danny BMD. How's everyone doing today, and how did your team do this week? We're going to start off with a couple segments today. We're going to talk some NBA, NCAA on both sides, both football and basketball, and some NFL, of course. So, welcome everyone. We did start a little late. We had a couple technical difficulties, but such is it is, in the times of the holiday, right? Just kind of want to wish everyone happy holidays. We're all kind of all doing our Christmas shopping and finishing up all of our stuff that we need to do, before the end of the year, our families and stuff like that. Just kind of want to wish everyone, happy holidays to everyone, their families. Be safe out there, and be careful. So, we're going to do one last, I think this might be the last, might be the second to last episode right before the year ends of 2020. So it's been a crazy year. Let's go ahead and just start off with some introductions with Coach Dosco. How you doing, man?
Coach.
Yo, what's up, guys? Glad to be here. Uh, Enjoying the holidays, man. Getting ready for Christmas and New Year's, and just making sure we stay safe and make sure we start next year on a good note.
Yeah, exactly. It's always obviously good to hear you guys from. We're all over, all over Texas, but obviously with this, we kind of keep in touch. Always talk sports, things like that. How are you doing, Seabass?
Doing pretty good. Doing really good, man. Here, working a lot, but also looking forward to the holidays. Looking forward to Christmas. Pretty much
Of course.
just enjoying the end of football and some more sports to watch.
Nice. Crack AV, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, guys. Well, we got like 2 weeks left of football.
The regular season, yeah.
Regular season, yeah, that's good to know. And then hopefully a good playoff season here coming up. I'm looking forward to the next, Christmas and New Year's coming up. And stay safe, everybody. We got some great stuff for you here tonight.
Nice. And of course, our favorite superfan Art. How you doing?
What up, dog? Can't complain.
Like your
Enjoying
hat,
the
bro.
holiday season. Thank you. You got to be festive, man. Can't wear this. Can't wear this year round.
I like that.
Yeah, here at my workshop, recording.
Nice. Of course.
I think we're all enjoying that special time of the year where there's NFL going on. We've got NBA going on, and we have a whole bunch of obscured name college bowl games going on. So there's always something good to watch most days.
Exactly. So,
That's time of the year.
Fights recently. That was a good fight this past weekend too.
exactly. There you go.
Yeah, true that.
So,
fight, not good fight.
we'll talk that on our, little miscellaneous section. So, in this case, we're gonna go ahead and get into our gridiron news. So, just kind of, that was a good segue into the college football playoffs. So, as guys know, today the semifinals are set. It is Alabama against Notre Dame. That's actually gonna be the Rose Bowl Friday, January 1st. It's actually gonna be at 5. What's our time? I guess it would be 6. Yeah, 6 Central.
Yes, because it's gonna be. I think the game is actually gonna be in Arlington. So,
Oh, it
It's
is
gonna
in
be in
Arlington.
Dallas.
Yeah, it is in Arlington.
yeah, that one's gonna be in Dallas. Yeah,
Yeah,
in Arlington, and the other game, Ohio State versus Clemson, is gonna be in New Orleans. So
Yeah, there you go. And then Ohio State and Clemson's gonna be New Orleans. That's all gonna be the same day. Both on both on or both right next to each other. One at 5, I think. Well, 5 Eastern, 8:45 Eastern. I think for Central Time at 6 p.m. I mean, in this case, like what is it, 9:45 p.m. And then for you, Evan, or if Craft JV, it's obviously a little bit later. He's Pacific time, but it's okay. The winner of that actually does go to the championship in Miami, Florida. That's Miami. I'm sorry, that's on Monday, January 11th, 2021. So, we're gonna just talk a little bit of preview. In this case, obviously we have our football insider of the our house football insider, which is Coach Tosco. Just kind of talk about, I guess in this case, like the previews of college football playoffs, what you think, your picks to go to the championship, and if you want, you actually choose the championship winner as well.
Yeah. This year, I think this would have been a great year to extend the actual college football playoff to about six, eight teams, whatever the case may be.
Another round.
Because
Yeah,
another
definitely
round.
8.
Yeah, preferably 8. But because these top four, these teams were basically three of the top 4 teams were basically in the preseason top 4 that were gonna make it. The only new one was Notre Dame. But realistically, looking through the season now, we're gonna have another rematch. We're gonna have Alabama Clemson again. After again, Alabama's after Notre Dame laid an egg versus Clemson last week lost. What was it? I think 33-3 or 30-3, something like that. Last time I saw, I didn't even finish watching the game. It was pathetic. I ended up changing the channel
Not
to
a
the
good games to
NFL.
watch that day.
Yeah, luckily NFL started so early on Saturday, so watch that. Um, Alabama, the number 1, going against number 4 Notre Dame. It's gonna be a blowout. Alabama's just gonna take it. I mean, Notre Dame's defense is still really good,
Dang.
but it's that train, that freight train that is Alabama is too much. The quarterback Jones and the receiver Devontae Smith, I believe.
Yeah.
He's a Heisman leader right now. So uh, we haven't had a receiver in a long time. So it's gonna be different to see if he wins it. But Alabama's gonna take that one, and then Clemson versus Ohio State. If Clemson comes out the same way they played Notre Dame last week, Clemson can beat Alabama if they played like that. But I definitely do think that Ohio State is, they struggled versus Northwestern. If you really watch the game, they struggled versus Northwestern up until the fourth quarter when Northwestern finally broke down. Their quarterback's not really that great, so he couldn't really do much. And Ohio State took over, and that's when they got they got 2 or 3 touchdowns at the end of the fourth quarter, and that's why you see 30-13. But realistically, that game was 13-6 or 13-9 all the way to the fourth quarter. It was a one-score game. It was close, and Justin Fields showed that he cannot handle pressure. Northwestern does have a good defense. They got after it. They got after him, and Justin Fields did not show up. And luckily, Ohio State did run for over 200 or 300 yards in that game,
That could
so they
help.
were able.
They were
They
able
were
to
able to.
carry the load.
They carried the load, and they were able to win the game. But I think it's going to be a rematch, Alabama Clemson again. And honestly, if that were to happen this year,
That could help.
the favorite I think would be Alabama. But I don't know. I mean, I think that if Alabama's defense does not show up, Clemson can take it because, uh, you know, Clemson's defense is healthy now. They brought back some starters. They got them back. Trevor Lawrence is playing again. He's playing at a high level, and uh, and I think if they're running on all cylinders, they can pull off the upset. Honestly, it's hard for me to pick against Alabama, just watching them week in week out. But realistically, in the SEC this year, they haven't really had much opponents. They destroyed Florida last week, and they beat the only good opponent they had was Georgia, and they won by 24 points, I think it was, and uh, and A&M they destroyed them. So
Yeah.
it's going to be hard. I think Alabama takes it, but I think it's going to be Alabama, Clemson, and the championship.
So, along with that, I pass the baton to Seabass. What do you think, man?
I have thoughts very, very, very similar to Tosco's. I also think it's going to be a rematch. It's going to be Alabama Clemson. I think that Justin Fields did really show a lot, and I don't see him bouncing back. Alabama, definitely, I don't see them losing to Notre Dame. So I do think it's going to be a rematch. But I think Clemson, I think Trevor Lawrence, I think that defense that definitely showed a lot last week is going to show up again. And also, I definitely think that they have the combination to beat Alabama. They have the accuracy, they have the speed, and they have a good defense. So I think it's going to be a good game to watch. And I'm going to give it to the Tigers.
Nice.
Wow, nice.
Nice.
I mean, I honestly think if Clemson is playing at their top level, at their peak,
Yeah.
I do think they can take it. I mean,
Two days,
it's not like it would.
3 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, they play like they did 3 days ago. I honestly do think they could beat Alabama. That team looked awesome, but I mean, they have to play like that. If they don't come out like that, then Alabama's going to take it. So, if Clemson takes it, I would not be surprised. So, but it will take that type of effort for them to beat Alabama.
Top less right at the end there,
So
which is
in this
why that burn was
case,
a little worse.
I know that one of the things that we had a lot of situations in this case, with the whole uh, COVID and stuff like that. Now there's a new discussion. You kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier about the expansion of the college football playoff. So, just kind of like your thoughts, like just a little bit on that. Tosco.
I mean, yeah, I think it would have been a great idea to. It would have been a great idea to have an extended playoff in a year where everything has been affected, changes have been made, games were canceled, bowls were canceled. There's teams right now that are looking for bowls, and I mean, there's actual bowl venues that are looking for teams because teams keep on canceling out, and they're not gonna play because of COVID, because they don't have players, because the season was too tough on them, and they don't want to play, they don't want to risk
Got
it.
injured.
Um, yeah, injuries, and I do think that you know, if they would have extended it, it would have been uh, a much better New Year's Six bowl situation because I honestly I really don't care about watching Clemson, Ohio State, and Alabama, Notre Dame. I already know who's going to win those games. If it, I not, I mean, anything can happen. It's football, right? But realistically, if you're looking at it, you know who's going to win those games. If you've been watching the games, you know who is the better team and who should win the games. And so those are not surprising to me. The games I am going to watch are going to be the other ones. Georgia, Cincinnati. Are we going to see Cincinnati, the non-power five conference team,
Finish undefeated.
that's undefeated, go up against Georgia, one of the better SEC schools. Are they for real? Are they really as good as advertised? We're gonna see that. That's gonna be a good game.
Oklahoma,
Florida,
Florida.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma, Florida.
Exactly.
Oklahoma started off slow with Spencer Rattler. They're coming up and they're doing a lot better. Oklahoma started the year with missing their starting defensive end. is rolling on all cylinders. So I want to see North Carolina, Texas A&M. North Carolina was the second, third best team in the ACC, and A&M was the third best team in the North Carolina ACC and Texas A&M in the SEC, and and where I want to see how they're gonna perform. I think that's gonna be a high scoring game. I think North Carolina A&M is gonna be in the 40s. So that's going to be an entertaining game to watch. So, I rather watch those games to see how it goes rather than watching Notre Dame, Alabama. I mean, of course I'm going to watch it, but I know that Alabama. You know, anything can happen, but it's pretty much a guarantee in a way because if you look at the betters in Vegas, they already have them favored by 21 points, a 21-point spread. Alabama versus Notre Dame, 21 points. That's Jesus, that's a lot, but
It's an insult to
and
Notre Dame.
that's an insult to Notre Dame. That means that Notre Dame's not going to stand a chance. That's what they're believing. So yeah,
21 point
we're gonna we're I want to see the other games. I want to see how that's going to go. So uh, I think this would have been a great year to extend it.
Uh-huh.
See those Georgia Cincinnati's versus each other, and if Cincinnati would have been the 8th seed, go up against Alabama. Hey, let's see what you really got. The little guy versus David versus Goliath.
That
See
could
what
have
would have
been
happened.
bad though. That could have been pretty bad though.
I mean, Cincinnati's defense has shut everybody down. The one thing about Cincinnati's conference, Cincinnati is in the conference with Memphis, with SMU, with Central Florida. They're some of the highest scoring teams in the nation. That's including Alabama. That's including Notre Dame. That's including. They're some of the highest scoring teams. They shut them all down. The only team that scored, I think, in the 20s or in the 30s was Central Florida. And that was at the end. They started coming back at the end. They shut all those teams down. So, I'm not saying they were going to shut down Alabama, but it would have been good just to see and say, hey, the little guy, do you belong? And it would have been good. It would have been nice to see, that. It would have nice to see, North Carolina versus, Ohio State. North Carolina is a high potent offense versus Ohio State with that defense that's not very good, and see, what can Justin Fields do against that team, but I think there would have been a great year to extend it just to see, try it out, because if Alabama, Clemson are the top two teams, they would have beaten everybody regardless. If they really were the top two, they were going to beat all those teams already. Alabama already beat Georgia. Alabama already beat A&M. Alabama already beat Florida. So that's already 3 of the top 8 teams. Clemson beat Notre Dame. Clemson beat North Carolina. You know, so they would have floated to the top either way, but it would have been nice to see.
So in this case, just kind of moving along into the actual NFL, um, the playoff picture. I know that we still have a couple weeks left in the actual season, but the playoff picture is kind of getting painted already. Um, I know that in this case, there hasn't been a lot of real movements on the actual picture so far yet. I guess right now, just kind of, the playoff picture, pulling it up right now. And just the first one, I'm gonna give it to Sebastian, to Seabass today. First question would be, in this case, let's go ahead and look at the scores. So, for AFC, obviously you have the Chiefs. They already clinched the spot. Number one, number two, you have Bills. Number three is Steelers. You have Titans, Browns, Colts, Dolphins in the hunt right now. And right now you have in the bubble, which is the Ravens and the Raiders. And the other side on the NFC, you have the Packers, Saints, and Seahawks that have actually clinched. In the hunt, you have the Washington football team, the Rams, the Bucks, the Cardinals, and then for the one, right? I guess it would be the one spot, the eighth. is the Bears, the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles. People have been eliminated. It's too long, so I'm not gonna name it, but it's been pretty good. So my question is for you, Sebastian. For you, Sebastian. Um, how is do you anticipate this moving a lot? And if so, which team will move the most?
Uh, yes, I do expect them moving a lot in the last 2 weeks, especially for all the teams in the hunt. The teams at the top, I do expect them to win out or not really change much. So you will see Green Bay at the top. You will see Kansas City at the top. You will see also on the AFC probably. Well, the Steelers are probably going to lose a couple more games, so that might change. I'll take that back. Steelers might not be at 3 anymore. But regardless, yes, I do expect a lot of change in the last couple of weeks with all of the teams in the hunt, especially in the NFC East still up in the air. A couple
Yeah,
other divisions still up in the air. I know I threw that up to you. But yeah, absolutely a lot of games to watch. Also, a lot of teams that already clinched that might not be playing all their players and resting some, how that might affect. Um, yeah, so there's
they're
going to be
seeding.
a lot of good games to watch, honestly. But yes, the bottom seeds are going to be changing up. And who do I expect to make the biggest change right now? They're making a push, especially the last couple weeks, and then the way the Steelers are playing, I think the Ravens could sneak in at the last second. Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it'll be that much of a difference or impact because I do see uh, Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl and probably winning. So yeah, that's my take on that.
So, in this case, I pass it along to you, Tosco. My question to you is, who do we look out for?
Well, I mean, if you're asking who to look out for the Super Bowl for the playoffs, or who do we look out for to get into the playoffs, because I think those are two very different questions, and they have do have different answers.
So
Because uh,
let's go with the playoffs. Who do we look out to? Who do we look out for during the playoffs? I mean, where like they can make a good playoff run.
yeah, I do think that in the AFC, looking at the standings, I do believe that they are going to change. Like Seabass mentioned, I do agree with him. I honestly do not think the Steelers are going to end up winning the division. They're going to lose. And the Cleveland Browns are right on their ass, and the Ravens are right on their ass, too. So I
Bro,
don't believe the Steelers are going to end up winning that division. So it goes to my point to where I honestly do think the Bills are going to be one of the teams to look out for in the playoffs. And then after that, it's going to be Cleveland, Baltimore. Whoever wins that division means they're the hottest. Now, Baltimore does have a little bit of a harder schedule than the Ravens. Than The Ravens have a little bit of a harder schedule than the Browns, I believe. The Browns play the Jets next, so that's chalk that up for a win. And the Ravens, uh, the Ravens
No.
play the Giants, I believe. So, the Giants, say what you want about their offense, their defense is good. So,
Yeah.
they need to make sure that they keep it up. Um, and then in the NFC, uh, I, you know, I don't think, what did I do? No. Oh, okay. I thought I clicked on something else. My bad. And in the AFC, it says that I'm sharing my screen. Hope I'm not. So, anyways,
bro.
in the NFC, I do believe that if Dwayne Haskins is still starting for the Ravens and the Giants have a hard schedule, the Cowboys, it's gonna be week 17, and it's gonna be up to the Cowboys versus the Eagles to win the division. I'm just saying
Oh my
we still
god.
have a chance.
Oh my
Uh,
god. Do you want that chance?
Why?
I do only
Oh
because
my
I do
God,
only
bro.
because
Get healthy,
Let
lead Zeke
let
for
the
four
man
games straight.
speak.
Anything
Let
can
the
happen.
man speak.
if Zeke gets fully healthy,
Oh
if
God.
our players get fully healthy,
He was, bro.
well, he isn't now, but if he is, Andy Dalton's starting to throw the ball. The dirty Redskins, did that dirty play week 5, week
Washington.
6. Sorry, Washington football team
Yeah, not the Redskins.
did that dirty play by that dirty player, John Bostic. There would have been some games there where we would have started Andy Dalton and we could have won, you know, and we wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now. So, it just, karma comes back, and now Washington doesn't have their starting quarterback, and they have Dwayne Haskins, who, is out in the strip clubs and not caring about COVID. Headline for today, by the way.
Apologize though.
Oh, he apologized. I'm sorry. Sorry. It doesn't count.
Um,
It's being handled internally.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
they gave him a
you
good
know,
talking. Don't worry.
I mean, they can't bench him because they're going to bring in, God knows who they're going to bring in. I think they signed Josh Rosen or something like that.
Oh
RG3
God.
wants to leave again. So.
Oh
So
my
there you
God.
go. The Redskins are on a downward spiral. The Giants are on a downward spiral. It's going to end up being versus the Eagles and the Cowboys again this year.
So Jalen
17.
Hurts. Let's talk about that.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. That's
But
yeah.
but just to finish off this point here, uh, a team to look out for in the NFC, obviously the Packers, but I think it's going to end up being uh, the team to look out for is going to be Tampa Bay.
Oh
If
wow.
Tampa Bay
Wow.
if Tampa Bay shows up playing to their highest potential, they're going to be able to. If they can play, if Chris Godwin, if Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette, and Ronald Jones, I'm naming an all-star team realistically there. Tom Brady, Gronkowski, you know, what else you
They were
want?
the last ones you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean the older guys get to be the last one. If
Yeah.
if they play to their full potential, they can do anything, you know. So I think Tampa Bay is the team to watch in the
The
NFC.
defense is the X factor for them.
Yeah. So
So just kind of going along with that, with the last one of our gridiron news is I'm actually gonna pass the baton back to Seabass. The news is the Jets win their first game of the season, hence they lose the first pick. So
Ooh.
in this case, what that means. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let Tosco explain what that means.
that means that the sorry Jacksonville Jaguars become the worst team in the NFL and have the number one overall.
For the first
Uh,
time ever.
Oh my
What?
god! For the really?
Not a
Is it
bad
really?
compliment. Not a
Is it?
bad. Yeah.
Is it
It's
really?
their first time ever, other than the expansion draft when they became a team and they got Tony Baselli. But um,
But we were in last place that season.
no, it was a new franchise. But it's what your top five for like the last 20 or something like that. So basically the same thing as a number one.
Not the last 20, no.
Ah man, number one is
Oh,
different.
2017, y'all had a good year. So
So
2007.
so the question is, Seabass, what does
Bring it.
this mean for the Jaguars franchise moving forward? Say, I mean, obviously, if it all goes to plan, they will obviously, get the first pick. More than likely, they'll get Trevor Lawrence. More likely, he'll be the franchise quarterback for a while. But we've had this conversation before, several times. Not necessarily with I guess with the Jaguars, but Dusko was saying, they've had the number one pick, or not number one pick, but high draft picks,
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
top five.
yeah,
It's a
in the
reoccurring
Mets.
theme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Trevor Lawrence is not a recurring theme. He's like one of those Tosco might agree or agree to disagree. But he is expected to be one of those generational type players. So, along with that, pass it along to Seabass from a true Jaguars fan. What do you think? What's
But
in the future for the Jaguars?
so I think the question is what I think this loss of the Jets means for the Jaguars. It means quite a lot of things directly and subtly. I mean, directly, yes, you're looking at the number one round pick unless you win a game. Or, I mean, sorry, the number one overall pick unless you win another game. So definitely gives you a chance to get Trevor Lawrence, settle your quarterback situation. But it does a lot of things on the side. Like we're looking for a head coach. We're looking for an offensive coordinator next year. The fact that we're gonna have the number one pick is gonna help them feel more comfortable coming here. That also the fact that we have two first round picks and two second round picks and three fourth round picks and a lot of cap room because we let go of all our high contract players the last 2 3 years. I think it makes everything just a perfect situation to where one, we can get maybe the top coaches or the top staff that we want or that we would aim for, as well as the top player in the draft, the top free agents that we want. Just bring them in with money. The fact that they're coming to Florida without any type of state income tax, a lot of things that help. But this first overall pick, getting that quarterback that is supposed to be a next generation quarterback, kind of like Joe Burrow last year, or kind of like an Andrew Luck or any of the recent quarterbacks that came and panned out. I think it makes it to where one, you can load that team up with a lot of young talent really, really fast with a fresh staff, let them grow together. But also, it makes it to where at some of our teams in our division are kind of crumbling in some ways, and some are getting old. Some just have a couple players that they're depending on. So we can get a full team going. And I think the Jets giving us that pick because they wanted that win because Sam Darnold wanted a better record or all the players wanted to win was the best thing that could have possibly happened. But I do think there's a lot of Jaguars players and probably our quarterbacks and our staff that want to win as well. So I don't know if we'll have the number one pick overall at the end of the season. I really hope so. But if we do, it's gonna have a lot of impact for the franchise, and hopefully it works out. Hopefully it's not another Ryan Leaf situation. But if it's not, this could be the end of a lot of bad history for the Jaguars. Kind of like you guys said, we've had this situation many, many years, a lot of top picks. We've never had this exact situation to where the top picks end up being the number one. At the same time, we have cap room. At the same time, we have a brand new coaching staff. At the same time, we have everything happening. With a patient owner, because our last owner wasn't that patient at all. So yeah, definitely, I think it means a lot. Jets fans are probably really, really mad because they might end up with Justin Fields or maybe another quarterback that doesn't pan out or they'll trade. But in the meantime, Jaguars fans are going to be happy, and we're going to hope that we keep this spot. Ideally, we win our last two games, and so do they, and we have 3 wins, and we still get the number one round pick, right? But um, as long as we keep it, we should be good.
Should be good.
Nice. So for you,
Definitely be good.
Tosco, I mean, just give me your thoughts. What do you think?
Well, I do agree with Seabass that it's one of those times where um, you have the organization in a situation where it's literally going to be a clean slate. Hopefully, you have a lot of cap. They do have a new GM and probably is a generational quarterback, a type talent. Um, because I just think that he hasn't played in a strong conference. Uh, I'm not saying he's not good. He's really, really good. He is. He's one of the best that has
Why,
played.
why is that? Why is that?
I just don't. The level of competition, I don't
Oh,
think
why
it's
is it
there.
that he's one of the best?
Well, he's one of the best because he wins the games. And it's like saying I think Tim Tebow is the best college quarterback ever. The Tim Tebow,
Are you
I
comparing him to Tebow now?
Tim Tebow.
No. Listen, Tim Tebow, best college quarterback ever. Okay, in my opinion, that I've ever seen. Right? Obviously, Montana. You can talk about the older guys, but I'm talking about that I've seen Tim Tebow. As a college quarterback, best one. You know, but was he the best overall quarterback? No. You
Not at all.
know, not at all. Did he pan out in the NFL? No, not at all. Was he a first round pick? Yes, he was.
Vince Young
You
played
know,
better than him.
sure, that's fine. But my point being is Trevor Lawrence has been to the national championship his 2 years that he's been the starting quarterback. He won one of them, lost another one, and now he's gonna win. Well, he probably is gonna go to his third one. And he's really good. He's done, all the things he needs to do. I just don't see, the generational talent like an Andrew Luck, who, as a pure quarterback, Andrew Luck was a generational talent. He was that arm, the way he threw it, the way he would see. That was a quarterback with generational talent. I don't see Trevor Lawrence having that.
How
I
about a
don't
Joe
know.
Burrow or a Herbert?
Joe Burrow is getting there. The only thing with Joe Burrow is that he only did it 1 year. Okay, the year before with
He was
LSU.
doing it in the NFL, but he got hurt. I really
And
wanted to see that season pan out for him.
oh no, me too. I think that he can be one of those great talents. Um, you know, but it's a difference between, you know, I'll put it to you like this, you guys. Tom Brady, probably the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. But Tom Brady was a six-round pick, and he was not a generational talent. He did not have a great arm. He did not have mobility.
He
And
did have
just
a great
because
arm.
you have all these things doesn't make you, automatically gonna be, you're gonna be the best. No, obviously, and it all depends on the situation you go. I do think Trevor Lawrence. If the Jaguars take Trevor Lawrence, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna help your franchise. You're gonna win games just based off of him. But you're not gonna be able to turn around your franchise with Trevor Lawrence by yourself. You know,
But that's why you
it's
put
gonna
James Robinson, some other pieces, draft
no,
picks.
exactly. You're gonna need pieces. Yeah, the organization needs to do their part. But what I'm getting to is we don't know if Trevor Lawrence is 100% gonna come out.
Oh yeah.
We don't know. Justin Fields, he's only a junior. Justin Fields is a sophomore. Zach Wilson, the quarterback of BYU. I know he played his last game tonight as a junior. I don't know if he's gonna come out. You know, the only one we do know is Trey Lance, quarterback from North Dakota. He's coming out. We know Kyle Trask, the quarterback from Florida, because he's a senior. You know, Mac Jones, the quarterback from Alabama. He's a junior. He might come out. He might not. You know, Desmond Ritter, the quarterback from Cincinnati, real good. He has a great arm. You know, we don't know if he's going to come out or not. He's a junior. So all these quarterbacks, we're assuming are going to come out. But someone may not. I'm not saying that Trevor Lawrence is not the best one. I'm just saying we need to wait and see. I do think the Jaguars do need to take a quarterback at number one.
Yeah, well,
They need to. It may be Trevor Lawrence, it may be Trey Lance. But even if you get the quarterback, it still needs to be part of the organization to not only draft well, sign free agents, and not just give the money to any player who is a free agent. Sometimes free agency years, are not great. But just because you need a defensive tackle, he's the only one available in free agency. You're not going to give him 100 mil just because he's the only one available. You need to be smart and responsible with the money to make sure you just don't give the bank to an average defensive tackle because he's the only one in free agency. So it needs to be the organization's part. I don't think that Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback where you're going to draft him and he's automatically going to change your team and make a winning team. I don't think that. You need to do a lot in that franchise. Franchise needs a lot. Offensive line, defensive line, receivers.
receivers, we might be okay with what we got right now. I wouldn't draft
You do not have a number one receiver. You have a good slot
I
receiver.
mean, this
You
draft,
have a good
this draft,
maybe number.
I believe
would they?
DJ Chark could
I
be
mean,
a number one receiver.
would you take? Do you think they would be able
Or
to? They would
Colin
take
Johnson
a.
if he grows.
Do you think they would take a receiver in this draft? I mean, they have. It is a good receiving,
It,
wide
it
receiver
really is, but
class.
at the moment, I think just because of how many we have about five starting receivers, and all of them are under 26 years old, except for uh, what's his name, Chris Conley. Everyone is young, everyone is still growing, and we have a couple of developmental players like DJ Chark that are growing. Colin Johnson coming in at the end of the season playing like pretty much as good as Chark or better. I will let these guys grow and not waste any of our picks on receivers and spend them on some secondary on the defense or O linemen. Get some more guards. Get some maybe some depth in there, not so that we have one injury and then we have to rotate guys and screw everything up.
See that? Let me ask you a question. How many games this season? We've had what? 15 games? 14 games?
14 games. Yeah.
Okay. And this is just a question because I don't know.
Yeah.
And how many of those 14 games did you have a receiver go over for 100 yards?
4.
4 out of 14.
Yeah, but how many quarterbacks have we had? And how many O line injuries have we had?
That okay, and that's fine because what I'm getting at, hold on. I'm getting is you did start Gardner Minshew, who was your starter, and you gave, you had the faith in last year with the same receivers, and he couldn't do it this year. You had Mike Glennon, who's been one of those journeyman backups who had some decent games, you know, didn't, lose the game necessarily for you.
Game with us, yeah.
And he couldn't get it done. Yeah, you started Jake Luton, who's a rookie. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a rookie. Now, am I saying that Jake Luton is better than Trevor Lawrence? No. But my point is Trevor Lawrence is not going to be far off from Jake Luton. Point being, you need to have playmakers on the outside. Do I think some of your receivers are good? Yes. DJ Chark, good developmental player. LaVishka Chenault, good developmental player. Keelan Cole, good number 2 receiver. Okay, but you do not have a number 1 receiver on that roster. You have a bunch of 2s and 3s that you're putting together. Until you have that number 1 threat, your quarterback's not going to have any help because you don't have that guy to draw the double coverage.
Well, another thing you got to think about is that if we spend any type of draft capital on a receiver, that means that the reason why Gardner Minshew got hurt, Jake Luton got hurt, and Mike Glennon couldn't do anything is because our whole O-line is either old or not good enough. We need at least to replace our left tackle because I don't believe in Cam Robinson, and we need to get 2 guards. And if we spend any type of decent capital on a receiver, it would have to be early where the big men go.
And that's
why
fine.
Spend on get free agents?
Well, and that's what I was getting at. Maybe you don't have to use the draft tech. You don't need the draft to draft a receiver.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. You don't need to draft a receiver. You could sign one in free agency. And hopefully that'll be your number 1. But do I think that your receivers are a good group of receivers? They're not bad, but they're not good. They're average at best.
That's your opinion. I do think that they are good. They play average because of the situation.
Sure. Fair. That's fair.
Okay, yeah, that is fair. So, in this case, kind of following up with that, I know that, that's crazy how everything can kind of change from like one day to the next. I mean, like that play, the Jets, they literally were up and they lost it, at the last play of the game. This time around, they actually did win. So I mean, it's like one of those things where like
good. It wasn't lucky. They played really good.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's like
the Rams played bad. The Rams horrible play calling. The Rams offense was horrible. But the Jets played good enough to win. Sure, yes, they did. But the Jets have had way better games this year.
And the Rams have been playing good up until this past game. That's why it was more surprising.
Oh
So
no, yeah, of course, but that play calling was horrible.
Yeah, that's Sean McVay. You got to blame right there.
all right, so
Oh yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next segment, guys. It's gonna be called Pick, Scoop, and Score. We're actually gonna do our actual leader board. We are gonna start our leaderboard.
Danny,
So
can I I'm sorry, can
you
I
finalize
have
something?
a fan, yeah, a fan sent me a question, and
Oh, okay, yeah. Go for it, go for it. Let's go ahead and answer. What's
he
the
wanted
question?
the question is because I don't know if you heard in after the when they presented the college football rankings, Dabo Sweeney, the head coach of Clemson, made some comments. You know, you know, about Ohio State getting in the top four, and he and his rankings, he had Ohio State number 11. He made some comments
Mm,
about the conference, being one of the weakest Power Five conferences, and how they didn't deserve to be in the top four. He wanted to know our comments on that and our thoughts on
ooh.
that.
All right, so we'll start with you.
All right. I do think his comments are fair. I'm not gonna change my stance on the fact that Ohio State should not have been in the top four. I don't think so. If the committee wants to pick a team based on talent, then Ohio State should be there. But if you're going on the best seasons a college football team had, I do not think Ohio State had the best season. They had two wins against a top 20 team, Indiana and Northwestern, okay, which they struggled to win. They really did. Indiana at the beginning, they were blowing them out, but Indiana wasn't far away. And then Indiana ended up coming back. And then Ohio State won by a touchdown at the end against Northwestern. They were close the whole game, and at the end they pulled away. And just because they pulled away at the end doesn't mean that they were that much better, a 20-point difference. No, it was close the whole game. One bounce this way, a catch this way, an interception. It could have changed the whole dynamic of the game. So I do believe that that Dabo Sweeney's comments were fair. I do think he's entitled to his opinion, and if he thinks that Ohio State, you know, didn't deserve the top four pick, I don't think they should have. I don't think they should have had it. And he's fair in saying that. And knowing that he was going to play them too makes it that much better because he knows he's coming in. He already let Ohio State know, hey, we're going to come in, we're going to whoop that ass, and you're not going to be able to say anything about it because we're the better team. And that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to destroy Ohio State. That defense is not good, and if they pressure Justin Fields, he's gonna have a long day. He showed some of his true colors last week with Northwestern, pressuring him, and he couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything. So yeah, people are gonna say he didn't have his number one receiver on the field. He was hurt or COVID or whatever, But it's Ohio State. You're in the top four because of your talent. So it does not matter if your number one receiver's there. Number two, number three, and number four are all 5-star recruits.
Yeah, I was like,
So
yeah. I was gonna say,
no
yeah, like
excuses there.
they're all number
You
one
know
receivers, like in another college, like easily.
exactly. There will be the number one receivers on the fucking Jaguars. So
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy because like they're kind of talking about that how like they want to reduce or they're someone was talking about it how like they should reduce the number of scholarships for teams just based and only because of where like Bama and all these teams superpower teams they take like their third and fourth quarterback like in their roster which are like four or five, even 4-star recruits that can easily start anywhere else, but they just go, because it's Bama, because it's Clemson, because it's
and,
whatever,
and
and they lose out, so everyone loses out, them to be able to get an opportunity to shine and maybe even have a better career, and the school, where like maybe a Kentucky, random, right?
And
But
that's
they,
what and that no, but that's a great point, Danny, because that's where I was going to with that question.
yeah,
With college basketball, because it happens all the time. Every year, Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, Gonzaga, and they take the top
Louis.
five, the 5-star recruits. They take them all, right, and then they don't play. And then it happened this past week. One of the top recruits they had started crying on the
Y'all
bench
trying
and
to
started.
transfer.
Yeah, well, he started crying on the bench because he wasn't playing. He went in 3 minutes. Exactly. He was in 3 minutes. He started crying. Now Kentucky's losing. That's part of it. They're 1-5. They're
yeah,
horrible.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It is pretty
So
bad.
the
Honestly,
coach didn't.
Duke and everyone, like, it's getting competitive. I want to say COVID, but whatever.
So well, but and it's
Definitely.
changing because the thing is that so that kid started crying. The next day, Calipari comes out and he told him to get out. He basically kicked him off the team because that's not the way Kentucky basketball should be handled. And it's like, okay, fine. If I was that kid, I would take advantage of the new rule that says that they can transfer out without penalty. Back then, if you wanted to transfer from Kentucky to Texas A&M, you had to sit out a year, you would lose a year eligibility, and then come the following year and then play. Now, if you want to transfer, you go in the portal, you can go transfer, and you can play that year.
MLB
You know, and
is that, yeah.
exactly. So now in college basketball, that's not happening anymore, Danny, because in
Mm.
Kentucky, you're gonna have all these 5-star recruits, and you're gonna have that one kid who's like, "Man, I was the LeBron of my city, I was the LeBron of my town, and now I'm here in Kentucky, one of the best schools, and I'm not playing.
Yeah,
So you know what? I'm out. I'm gonna go, and I'll go be a LeBron somewhere else. I'm not gonna go to Duke. I'm not gonna go to Kansas. You know what? I'll go to Creighton. You know what? I go to St. Louis. You know what? I go to
Davidson,
Dayton, Davidson. I'll go be at these little schools, go be the alpha, and then these are the schools that make those runs
John
in
Durant,
the March Madness.
John Morant.
John Morant, exactly. That's where these kids come from. You know,
Yeah.
Falls.
yeah. And so what's gonna happen is, hopefully, they started to do that in college football also. And I do believe that there needs to be some kind of restriction because whether it be scholarships or whether it be, you know what, when it's recruiting day, which happened last week, the national signing day for the freshmen from high school going to college, be like, you know what, Alabama, you can only get 4 or 5-star recruits. You can only get 5 4-star recruits. You can get 6 3-star recruits, and that'll give more parity to the game. Because if you're already going to predetermine that Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State are going to be in the top 4 every year because they're getting all the best players in Georgia, because that's the fourth, then
And best
what
coach.
fun? What's the point of the playoff? I'm just gonna see those 4 teams over and over again.
Yeah, true that.
And you have and so unless one of those teams loses, then you're gonna have the same 14. Sometimes you have a year where Oklahoma will get in, or Notre Dame will get in, or Washington, or Oregon, or some Auburn. But other than that, like, it's those teams all the time because they have the best recruits. Everybody goes there,
Yeah.
and it's not fair. It's not a level playing field, and I understand. You know, um, I understand that it's Alabama. It's Nick Saban. I want to go win a national championship, but you know what? I'd rather go and show my talents at a smaller school. Even at a Cincinnati or a BYU, at a Memphis, and still get drafted. There's a lot of players in the league that are coming from those schools, and show my talents there and be able to start and have a chance to win for my team and my conference, and then have a chance to make it in. And I
Especially
do.
if as a recruit you were already a name that people recognize. Wherever you go, they'll still follow, and because they know your name, they'll pay attention, and you can still get drafted. It's not like you're gonna lose out on that by
Yeah.
leaving school.
Yeah,
and
and
and and
I mean, you
I'm
eventually
sorry.
go. Eventually, you go to the NFL anyway. You know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, the NBA or NFL, whatever. Either wherever it is that what your sport is or whatever.
I mean, if you think about it, Danny, if you go to Alabama, right, and let's say, and this is what happens, like Mac Jones, the quarterback they have right now, he has to sit behind Tua. He had to sit behind Jalen Hurts. He's a junior now. He's a junior, yes, this year. He's barely he's starting this year. So from his senior year, wherever he came from, I think he came from Texas. Um, from his senior year in high school, he has not started a game for 2 years. 2 years
Wow.
of sitting on the bench. Yeah. Did he win a national championship? Yeah, he won it last year, or or whatever the year before. Actually, no, he wasn't on the team. Um, but anyways, what did he make the national champion? Yes, he was on those teams. He saw all these great players. He had a great experience. But did he play football? No.
No.
You had to wait 2 years, and luckily he was good enough to say, "Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter these 2 years. I'm out there. I'm playing great. I'm still doing good. And hopefully he's gonna get drafted. Maybe he'll be a top pick. But my point being is not everybody's like him. So imagine sitting for 2 years, not doing anything. Imagine if you're a lineman, you have to keep weight. You can't get fat. You can't get slow. You have to keep on getting stronger. You have to keep on getting faster without playing a single game. You
Damn.
know how demoralizing that could be?
Yeah.
If a kid does not have that strong mentality, then that kid's gonna go down. When he ends up getting his chance, he's not gonna be, that high school all-star player that he was because he hasn't played in a year or 2 years or 3 years. There's players that only play their senior year.
Yeah.
So because you're in an Alabama or a Georgia or a Clemson where there's so many good players, when you could have gone to, Texas Tech or a Baylor or a Pittsburgh, a Yukon, a Rutgers, an Iowa, where there may not be, all this top talent, but you can fight your way onto the field after a year, or
Yeah.
maybe your first year.
Even like
So,
even like SMU and stuff like that.
SMU, Memphis, Cincinnati, BYU, you can go, those teams don't get five-star recruits.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get one.
Yeah.
Nevada has not had a great team in a while. This year they were good. They won their bowl game today. They blew out what was it, Tulane? But their number one player in the state of Nevada actually picked to go to Nevada. And that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah.
That kid had offers from Arizona State, I think UCLA, USC, and he picked Nevada. And that's awesome because now you're seeing, you know what? He wants to be with that team. He wants to stay in
Oh,
the
okay.
state.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He wants to represent. He wants to be, you know, playing. He wants to play instead of going to USC, where again, maybe not now as much, but before you were getting all these five-star recruits, and you wouldn't play for your first year or two. So there's things need to change. Something needs to change. There has to be more regulations, more moderations with these picks, with these kids signing to certain schools. So, and we can have more parity because I don't want to see Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Georgia in the top four every year. It's a waste of time.
So going along with that, we're gonna go ahead and start with our actual pick, scoop and score. So everyone on our live chat, if you guys want to keep on asking questions, we'll actually start just answering questions whenever we kind of get some time in between the segments. So thank you so much. That was Gons, right? Thanks so much. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and go to pick, scoop, and score. So our pick, scoop, and score. We are gonna go ahead and actually start with our leaderboard, which in this case, all-time records. Right now, we will start all over until I go back and actually check um, how we actually do.
Not
But
all-time record.
yeah, so in this case, we will go ahead and actually start with our pick, scoop, and score. So we will start with Sunday night, Monday night, and a couple of other games that Tosco did actually choose for us this week. We'll go ahead and talk about individually one by one. We'll pick and we will choose a score. Just kind of keeping up with that. So in case you do get the same pick, we'll go off the score, and that's how you know make money. Not really. That's how you just get a better record.
I'll pay up now.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Sunday night football. So Sunday night football is Titans Packers. So in this case, we will go with Seabass. What is your pick and what is your score?
Uh, damn. I don't like doing this because it is the Titans, but I think they're gonna pull an upset. Nothing against the Packers. I still see them going deep in the playoffs, but I think the Titans. Not only do they need this game, but they feel like they need a statement game. I feel like Tannehill is playing amazing this year. No one's noticing, and he's going against Rodgers, so he might try and show up. Derrick Henry, even after that nasty stiff arm, I feel like he's still not getting the respect as the number one running back in the league. So I do think they're going to come out and try and ball. So I will say that the Titans take it in an upset, and I will say that the game is going to be 31-27.
There you go. 31-27. Chalk it up. I will
Damn.
give it to Tosco. What up, dog?
Well, the reason why I got excited is because he took my score. That's exactly what I thought the score was going to be. But that's fine. I'll change it. That's fine. I do see this is going to be one of the better games. One thing we have to consider, and Seabass had a great point, and Seabass, I am noticing that Tannehill's having a great year because of him, he kicked me out of my fantasy football playoffs.
That's how you noticed.
He put up 40-something points.
Thing.
Anyways, I do believe that Tannehill and Derrick Henry should be in the conversation now for MVP. I'm not saying they're going to be one or two or they could win it, but they should be part of the discussion because Derrick Henry is dominating this league. Tannehill is dominating this league, as well as, as much as or better than Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Now, and the reason why I feel that they should be considered now, if we're going to go week by week, 2 weeks ago when Juan was on, we talked about it and we said, when we had that segment, we talked about it and we said that, it's about even between Mahomes and Rodgers. Cool. Then the week after, a week ago, we said, Rodgers, took the lead because of the game he had, and Mahomes did not have a great game. He threw those interceptions. He threw 3 interceptions with the Dolphins. So we broke him down a notch. I think after this past week, Rodgers did not show up in the second half. Okay, Mahomes did not show up the whole game.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically,
all 3 weeks, who's been consistent as hell?
Exactly. Every single week, Derrick Henry dominates. Every single week, Tannehill dominates. So I do believe that they should be in the discussion. I'm not saying they should win it, but they're going to be up there. I do believe Tennessee is going to win this game. I think it's going to be 38-37. No, 38-35. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said 7. 38-35.
38-35. All right.
38-35.
So we're going to go with Monday Night Football. That's Bills, Patriots. No comment there. No comment there. We're gonna go ahead. We're actually gonna give it to Tosco this time. What do you think,
Show me your moves.
I do believe that the Patriots are gonna win. The Patriots. Oh God. The Bills are gonna win. The money line is -7. The Bills are only favored by 7 points. The Bills are only favored by 7 points.
Should be more.
That's disrespect for the Bills. The Bills are going to take it. I think they win 37-13. It's going to be a blowout.
There you
I
go.
could see Bills Chiefs. Not gonna lie, AFC Championship. I could see it.
Oh, definitely.
So in this case, we're actually gonna go along with Seabass. What do you think, man?
Same game.
See, sorry, Bills Patriots.
Bills. Uh, Bills. Yeah, easy. I think Bills are gonna win. I think Cam Newton's not gonna be able to score anything. I definitely think it's gonna be Josh Allen all day. Like I just mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if they go into the playoffs and win a couple games, get into the AFC Championship. But I would say Bills are taking this one 28-10.
All right, that's what you give a score?
I said 37-13.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. All right, so
Blowout.
moving.
Fucking blowout.
So moving along with that, we're gonna go ahead and go to the next game, and it's actually gonna be our Colts versus Steelers. Seabass, that's on you.
Uh, ah, it's a tough game to pick because I definitely think the Steelers have the team or capabilities to beat the Colts. But after seeing Roethlisberger, after seeing how there's no Juju, there's no James Conner, even after seeing how the defense that was carrying the Steelers to an 11-0 record has disappeared, no way. I'm saying Philip Rivers takes this. The Colts win. I think it's not gonna be a blowout, but it's gonna be a 2 possession game, easy. I'll say, I don't know, 42-28, something like that.
Oh my god.
But I definitely think the Colts are taking this, and the only reason I say that they're gonna score so many points is because the Colts defense does have some weaknesses, especially in that secondary. But yeah, definitely all the way Colts this game.
Tosco.
I the Pittsburgh defense was carrying them the whole year, and they could only carry so much. This shows you that at the beginning the Pittsburgh defense looked like it was going down as one of the best of all time, but that's why we play 16 games, and now they're not. They're hurt, they're tired, they can't handle all the pressure. Because and unfortunately, guys, I will admit it. I did not see last night's game because I thought it was going to be a blowout. And then when I turned it on
Yeah, I know.
at the very end, I was very surprised. And then I went back to look at things I missed, and the Bengals literally demolished the Steelers. I never thought I would say that.
Bad.
Okay, and they did.
I held the Steelers as one of the best team in the league 5 weeks ago. It was it was pretty.
But that goes to show you, coaching and play calling is very important in the NFL. Why do the Steelers not run the ball? I don't know. Why do they want to make Benjamin Roethlisberger throw 50 passes? I don't know. But last night, the Bengals came out, punched them in the mouth, and it was awesome. Okay. So I do not believe the Steelers are going to win the division. So obviously, in going with that, I'm picking the Colts. I think the Colts are going to win 27-17.
All right.
27-17.
27-17. The other one that we're gonna go and focus on today, if I can get my my stuff to go. Come on, guys.
I was not laughing until I heard that. Roscoe, going off of what we just talked about with the Steelers, do you think that if they do get into the playoffs, do you think that Roethlisberger could pull a little comeback for 3-4 games and make a run, or is that just impossible?
Well, they're already in the playoffs. They already have a
They already
playoff
clinched the
spot.
spot.
Yeah, they clinched the
A
spot,
wild card.
but
At what
I
cost?
do believe that
I feel like
that no, I do not believe that that's gonna happen. It's not. It's never been. It's always been about the Steelers defense. The only reason why they went undefeated, was because of that defense. The
absolutely.
the cherry, they're not gonna open up anything. So I don't think Ben Roethlisberger. He can have a great year. He can have great games. I don't think they lost last night's game because of Ben Roethlisberger per se. I'm not gonna say that, but
Make a big
was
plays that
because of
he
that
used to
defense.
always do.
The
But that's
because
what
I mean,
players to
yeah,
continue.
Seabass, he's a 40-something-year-old quarterback, or he's 40-something, or he's 40.
Yeah,
He's not what he used to be. So, and he said he's not going to retire. He said he's going to come back. So, Ben Roethlisberger per se,
let's
we'll
see what
see. I'm not going
Joaquin
to say that, but
make a big plays that he used to always
Gas in the
do.
well,
tank.
Seabass, it's going to be the Steelers because unless you want to go with Doug Hodges again, they don't have any other QB on the roster. They have Doug Hodges and they have Mason Rudolph or Randolph.
They'll get
They have the same
Leftwich
two
to
guys.
come out of coaching and play again. Remember?
I don't think you can pay Leftwich enough to do that.
Bail him out.
Alright, guys. So, kind of going along with that. So the last team or last couple of teams that we're gonna focus on, the next game we're gonna focus on that we're gonna pick and choose is gonna be Rams versus Seahawks. That's gonna be for Dosco.
So Rams versus Seahawks. I think it's the Seahawks are favored. Yeah, the Seahawks are favored by a point and a half. So it's almost basically like a pick 'em. And I do right now. I do believe that the Rams are the better team. I think they have a better defense, and I do think that if they have good, better play calling, you know they could you know beat anybody. I may be a little bit better because I did have Cooper Cup and Tyler Higbee on my fantasy team last week, and again they failed. And
They played the Jets. Everybody had a Rams player playing.
and they all failed. So
Defense failed.
and yeah,
Shout out to
I
Netflix.
mean, if you have the receivers that you have, the tight ends that you have, why don't you
Right.
pass the ball? They were Wevel wanting to run the ball on first and second down, and then you had one opportunity to pass it, and then if you leave yourself in that predicament, you need to make sure that you need to be third and three, third and two, third and one, so that it's a high percentage pass, something that's going to be quick, something that you don't have to have your quarterback there for trying to get a 7 foot step drop, trying to keep him there for 4 or 5 seconds when your O line isn't healthy, and they were just setting themselves up for failure. So, once they should have realized the run game wasn't working, you know what? Let's move on. Let's open up the pass, and then we can come back to the run again later. And it was just bad play calling on their part. I hope that the play calling improves because I do believe that the Rams are the better team, and I do believe the Rams are going to come back and win. I think it's going to be a field goal. I think it's going to be 31-28
Oh,
Rams.
Seabass.
Uh, uh, I do disagree on this one a little bit. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I don't think the offenses are going to get hot. I'm going to end up giving it to Russell to win, to be honest. I think the Seahawks are going to win this game because of the same reason that the Jets beat the Rams. The Rams are going to come out and have a bad game. They're going to start off slow offensively. That defense is going to come out too aggressive and get their ass. Sorry, they're going to get surprised or they're going to get taken advantage by Russell Wilson. He is a veteran. I do see him pulling out the win here. It has nothing to do with the fact that I want the Rams to lose and the Jaguars to get a better draft selection. Nothing to do with that. I just believe that the Seahawks, they're in the hunt too. They want to stay in the playoffs. They want to maybe go up and get a better matchup. I definitely see them winning this game in a low scoring 17-13 game.
There we go. So now taking it back to you, the last pick scoop and score game pick of the week is gonna be Dolphins versus Raiders. Seabass.
Oh man, the Dolphins are definitely, I think, favored and playing well. Um, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the Dolphins. I think they're gonna go ahead and take this game. Not only do they want to go into the playoffs with some momentum, or they want to definitely feel like they're being the teams they should, but I feel like the Raiders have gotten in their own way quite a lot, as they often do in so many seasons, including now. Um, I think it will be a high scoring game, though, so I'll give it to the Dolphins in a 28-24 victory.
Oh,
It's
Tosco,
Um,
Tosco, talk to me.
I just it's gonna be real tough. Um, it's gonna be tough for me to put faith in Tua. I don't believe Tua is having a good season. I don't believe Tua. The games that he's won, I don't think were because of him. Especially not last week versus the Patriots. It was a horrible game. He had a horrible game. It was a bad game. I
Yeah,
don't
rookie
think
game.
he had a rookie game. I don't think he played bad enough for them to lose. Of course, they won the game, but I do believe that he did good things. But it was just if you're expecting him to come in and lead a team to the playoffs and win in the play, compete in the playoffs, that's not what he's playing. That's not his playing level right now. And you know, last week they played the Patriots, which has a good defense. He did not have a good game. Yes, they had some key starters out. Devontae Parker was out. Mike Gesicki was out. Miles Gaskin was out. Yes, I understand.
All their big
Uh,
members this season, pretty much.
I was like,
yeah.
yeah.
So I do believe that I think they might get some of them back or this week. I don't know if it was COVID related. Um, but even with them coming back, I think Tua is gonna have a hard time, only because the Raiders, you know, they haven't had that great of a season defensively. Um, but I think that the Raiders, with Rob Marinelli taking over, hopefully can figure it out. It's already going to be 2 weeks, and they got to Justin Herbert last week a couple of times, and if they can keep on doing that, I think they're going to fluster Tua. It should be something they should do. He's a rookie quarterback. Go after that. Okay, but hopefully if they do that. Now the big question here is if Derek Carr is going to play. For right now, I don't think he's playing. So it's going to be Mariota. Now, we're going to see if a week with Mariota, Gruden with Mariota, knowing what Mariota can do, the running, the passing, if they can have a good week of practice, I do think the
Ahora.
Raiders can pull this one out. It's basically win or go home.
They just
Whoever
played
loses this
Cam.
game, huh?
They just played Cam. Same thing.
No, I think Mariota and Cam are different. They're both runners, but they're different style of run. Cam will get the ball and run it right down the middle.
Yeah.
I don't. Mariota cannot do
Mariota will
that.
try to drag the play.
Yeah, he goes off to the side.
He can't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. No, he
Scrambles.
can't. Cam will do trap plays. He'll do pulling plays. He'll do draws up the middle. Mariota can't do that. Mariota shouldn't do that. That's how he gets hurt. Cam's a different body. But I do believe it's win or go home. Basically, whoever wins is still in playoff contention. Whoever loses,
That's it.
basically done. And so
What's your
I
score?
do think the Raiders are gonna end up winning this game. I do believe
The
in the
Raiders.
Raiders. So they are the underdogs. So I think the Raiders are gonna win. I think it'll be 24-21.
Two
There you go.
Jacobs touchdowns, you say? Okay.
Field goal game. All right.
All right, T-Bass. Talk to me.
Uh,
What do you mean about the same game?
Yeah, same game.
I definitely think that the Seahawks are gonna go. I mean, the Dolphins are gonna take this game.
Yeah, Seabass already gave his pick,
Yeah,
man.
Oh
He gave his
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
cents.
yeah, yeah. My bad, my bad, my
I'm
Two
bad.
like,
cents have been
same question.
deposited.
My bad, my bad. That is my bad, guys. It's a Red Bull talking. I grew an extra wing. So for
Nice.
today, we are actually gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and save our picks for today and see how we got next week. I know the season's almost is ending, but I mean we can definitely do the playoffs as well. Just kind of continue doing it, doing an all-time record type of thing. But for now, we're gonna continue moving to our next small segment, which is Toscos games of the week. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of give them the floor, have Seabass react a little bit to it, and just kind of go from there. Go for it, Tosco.
Um, I mean, I do think that it's basically the games we covered are gonna be the ones that are the games of the week, essentially the most important ones. I mean, the good thing about this point of the year is you have a lot of games that have playoff significance. Seeding wise, like you have the Tampa Bay versus Detroit. Even though Detroit's out of it, Detroit hasn't given up. They've been in the games. They scored points. Even last week with the Titans, yeah, they lost. They lost by 20 points, but they kept on fighting. They kept on scoring. Even without some receivers, even without Stafford. So you know it's it's important to end the season well. And they play the Buccaneers, so the Buccaneers are in there. They need to keep pace so that they can keep up with the standings, and they're also right behind the Saints. And the Saints have been losing. They're playing the Vikings. The Vikings need to win to stay in playoff contention. The Saints need to win to stay in at the top, and keep that lead over Tampa Bay. I think that other than the games we covered, I do believe that those are some of the most important games due to playoff implications. Another
Mm.
one, of course, I don't want to be called a homer. It's going to be
I
the
was
Eagles
waiting
and
for it because
Cowboys.
it is a good game. I was
Ah.
waiting
It's
on
gonna be.
it.
I misspoke. I honestly thought it was gonna be week 17, but it's week 16. Week 17, the Cowboys play the Giants. So I do think that this is a game for the division. I think the Giants play the Ravens this week. I believe they're gonna lose. The Washington football team. I got it, Arturo.
Club.
Uh,
Yeah.
the Washington football team plays the Panthers. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying the Washington's gonna lose, but Dwayne Haskins is not really doing anything or doing much. So, I do believe that the Panthers are gonna beat the Washington football team. So that keeps them all on pace, and whoever wins from Philadelphia and the Cowboys is basically gonna go up to be first or tied with first. So. Uh, I do think that that's one of the most important games of the year for the NFC East people, for the Cowboy fans, and they've been playing hot. Tony Pollard came in, had a great game.
Pollard.
Mhm.
Yeah, Pollard played at Memphis,
Whoa.
so there you go, little
There we
school.
go. There we go.
Uh, and Andy Dalton is finally coming in again. If it wasn't for that dirty hit, right after the first game he came in, we could have had Andy Dalton in the middle of the season where we lost 4 or 5 in a row, and maybe some of those games would have been different. you know and
Yeah.
uh and he's finally playing good. He's getting in sync with the offense, with the receivers. He has a great connection with Michael Gallup. I do enjoy seeing that. CD Lamb's just making plays, being a playmaker.
Tight end.
And
Last week, not the last weeks before that, though.
No, yeah, I know, and and hopefully it continues. Hopefully it continues. And San Francisco doesn't have a bad defense. Say what you want, San Francisco may not be a great team, but their defense isn't bad. If they had a better quarterback, they could be winning games. So, I think it's a good win. I think it's something that they can build on. And the Eagles are not. They're not a great team. They do have a decent defense. Their offense is better now that the worst quarterback one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL is not playing anymore, and the rookie has come in and he's doing decent. But I mean, it's just once somebody figures out what to do against them, it's going to be real hard for Jalen Hurts. He has some things that you can see when you're watching the game. You can see that there's some tendencies. You can see that there's uh, some of the game. I'm not saying it's too fast for him, but there's some nuances where he hasn't really figured it out yet, and he will because he's a smart kid and he's played really good. He was on the big stage. He's played on the big stage. I think he's. It kind of pains me to say that I do think he's gonna be, the Eagles quarterback for years to come, because he's gonna be one of those that's gonna be hard to deal with. But he's gonna figure it out. I don't know if he can figure it out next week. I do think that the Cowboys are gonna hopefully continue the win streak and go to number one in the division.
Tied, but yeah.
All
Tied,
right.
tied, yes,
All
tied.
right, all right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and just continue real quick with some hot routes. So just real quick, the first one. So hot routes. Just to kind of explain to our audience real quick again what it is. So in this case, the scenario is you are the quarterback. You obviously have routes in which your receivers run. You get to choose which route is good. And so you get your say. So you either throw it to this one or you don't. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll give you a statement, and you either decide to throw it at it or not. So in this case, the hot route. We'll start with Tosco. The
Oh, okay.
Jets will trade the number 2 pick. Do you take the hot route or not?
The Jets will trade the number 2 pick.
Granted, if the draft order stays as is right now.
Draft order as is today. The
Correct.
Jets will trade the number 2 pick.
Correct.
I will not take it.
Not take it. Why?
Because if if I was if I was the one of the heads of the Jets organization, if I had the number 1 pick, I would, and if I knew I was going to keep Sam Darnold, I would go ahead and trade the number 1 pick and try and get as much as I can. You know, move back and get tons of picks. Now the number 2, some are gonna say, "Oh, what's the difference between 1 and 2? It's one player." Well, yeah, it's one player, but it's also a big difference because a team may give up 3 first-round picks for the number 1. They may give up only 1 or 2 for the number 2 pick. There is a difference in price, and the reason why I wouldn't trade the number 2 is because you have leverage over the number 1. Because if, let's say, the Jaguars were number 1, the Jaguars were assuming they're going to take a quarterback, But if they don't, then you still have the opportunity to take the best quarterback, and you can still decide, you know what, we're number 2. If we were number 1, we were going to stick with Sam Darnold. We were going to trade it, but we're number 2. We're saying we're going to stick with Sam Darnold. We can get the best player available, or if we don't, we can still take the quarterback and still have both of them. So I think the number 2 gives you a little bit different of options. Even though it's just 1 pick, I would not trade the number 2 if I was the Jets right now.
Mm.
Seabass. So the hot route is again, Jets will trade the number 2 pick. Do you take it or not?
I do not take it. No, I would actually trade Sam Darnold instead of the number 2 round pick and pick up one of the quarterbacks, thinking that you can get your new franchise quarterback, one that would probably pan out in the first or second year that you have no doubts about instead of trying to figure it out 3, 4, 5 years down the road. And also with whatever you get for him, depending on how desperate you can find the team out there,
Yeah.
you can get a second, a third, whatever you can. It depends on the team, or you package it with something else, get another first, that you can pair it with your new rookie quarterback. But that is the right I would take because as much as I do think Sam Darnold is a NFL quarterback, I feel like he'll be a very, very good backup or a bottom 16 quarterback most of his career. Only because, only because he takes too many risks. I do think that he'll always have that problem. Kind of like I think his ceiling might be like an Eli Manning. He'll be really, really good. He might win you a championship with some like
Oh God.
very good defenses, and a lot of luck. But he'll always throw those picks. He'll never be the quarterback that you know you're gonna win the game because of him. That is my opinion after a couple of years. So it might change.
So, Seabass, you're saying that his ceiling will be Eli Manning. Eli Manning has won 2 Super Bowl championships with good defenses. To your defense,
I was
Like
gonna
I
uh,
said,
say. I was gonna
like I
and
say.
he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. So,
uh,
Sam Darnold, Hall of Famer.
okay,
No, I don't agree with it. I don't agree. I do
I was
not
gonna
believe Eli
say.
Manning is a Hall of
and
Famer.
because we don't agree with it, maybe we should revisit why so many people are getting to the Hall of Fame when they don't deserve it.
I agree with that.
I
Then
mean,
that's another.
I think
That
it's a very
Because there have
cultural,
been a lot of
but
people that just because of their names.
I think it's a very cultural thing because of the whole TO thing. See or no? You can
Teal
you
had the stats. I don't know, but
that's what I'm saying. Like he had the
But
stat. Okay. One quick question: do you think To is a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? For first ballot Hall of Famer, specifically first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes or no?
yes,
yes,
and he
Oh,
did not get in on the first battle
but why?
because of the way he was,
That's what I'm
the
saying.
drama.
Like that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
of course. I
Yeah,
don't believe if I recall correctly, T.O. did not get in on the first year. He got
yeah.
in on the second year, which was last year, because they didn't give a reason, but I believe it's because of the way he was on the field, and
Yeah.
because of that, he didn't attend the ceremony. He was like, "Hey, you know what? Screw you, NFL."
exactly.
Yeah.
I
And
don't believe
and
this.
yeah,
He wanted to be
and the
like
thing,
Moss or anyone else that he wanted to be first year bad. Nope.
but that's a great argument that we can go back and look at CBS and look at players that should be in the Hall of Fame that are not, and players that are in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't. But before, and that could be a topic we have for another day or later on. But I want to ask you this, CBS. Let's say the Jets are number two, Jaguars win a game, Jets go to number one, Jaguars are two now. The Jets end up drafting Trevor Lawrence. They let go of Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold gets signed by the Jaguars. Do you think you're gonna be able to win with Sam Darnold?
Win more than the one game this year, yes. Win
Win more than
at all.
Gardner Minshew?
We won 5 games last year, so no, I think he can do that or less.
You think Sam Darnold is gonna do less than that?
5 games or less. Yes.
And you think he's ceiling is Eli Manning. So what's Gardner Minshew's ceiling?
Well, I mean, you're saying next year because the Jaguars have as many
Fitzpatrick.
holes as the Jets. Maybe you don't know. We have a lot of holes that we need to fill. So if you put him in next year with the same team, that is the ceiling. Now, if we fix our O line, if we actually get a defense that has, we can cover anyone past 2 seconds without penalties, and we can hit maybe a tight end that works out. Okay, I do think maybe with uh
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
I'm thinking too risky now. The Sam Darnold, yes. I think maybe we could have
Same
a
difference.
9-7 playoff run. That could be
No,
Uh,
possible.
so see, but let me
And,
tell
and
you
with
this.
a great defense, go and win a Super Bowl like Eli Manning. Yes, I think that's possible.
See, Bess, I'll tell you this: if Sam Darnold is your quarterback next year, no
It
matter
won't
what
be.
your
We
draft,
learned from the Nick Foles situation. Fuck with Nick.
I do believe that you will have more than 4 games where your receivers go over 100 yards. I guarantee it. You will probably have 14 games where your receivers have 100 yards. The same receivers, the non-number one group.
The
We should
one
make
so
that.
Sam
We should call them that.
Sam Darnold
The
can throw the
the
ball, dude.
Sam Darnold has shown that he can be great at times
cannot consider
when you don't.
exactly.
Well, he's like
So
what Matthew Stafford.
I think Matthew
Matthew
Stafford's just a
Stafford is
pure
a
passer.
good quarterback. I will take him this year, like for if he was a rookie. The
Matt
thing
Stafford's
is,
going to be a free agent next year, I think.
oh, not at
Oh
36.
man,
How old is he now?
yeah.
35, 36?
Oh, so now you want to take him anyway.
Well, if
See,
I'm not
best.
mistaken,
Anything
5
is
years
better than
instead of
anything you've had.
15, the Lions
and be
got 15
choosy.
years of this guy or
The
whatever. 12.
See,
GM.
best. Anything is better than Uncle Rico. All right.
Hey, Uncle Rico gave us a chance last year. I know what the hell happened.
All right, guys, we're gonna go to the second hot route, which is gonna be to Seabass.
We're
So
still on
second,
hot rods.
yeah,
Bring it.
second hot route is gonna be Chiefs' biggest opponent is themselves.
Chiefs' biggest opponent.
Is themselves.
Oh, is that a hot route? Do I have to take it?
Yeah,
or
do you
not?
take it or
Very
not?
deep.
I do take it because yes, it's absolutely themselves. If the Chiefs come out and play defense, offense at their optimum, no one's gonna beat them. Absolutely, no one's gonna beat them. So I do think that it's up to them to come out and play their best. If they come out and start off slow offensively and always rely on Patrick to bust them out in the third or fourth quarter and win the game,
Gives you
or
a
the
little bit
defense
different of
has
options.
splash
You know,
plays and they'll get a pick six here and there, but every now and then they're giving up 10, 20 chunk yards, then no. So I do think if they come out and play their best, can they beat the Packers? Can they beat the Saints? Can they beat the Titans? Can they beat the Colts? Yes. I feel like they can beat anybody. So yeah, they are their worst enemies.
That's to Tosco.
no, they're not the worst enemy. Josh Allen and the Bills are.
Oh.
You don't think they can keep up scoring with the Bills?
The Bills can keep up scoring with Mahomes.
Yeah.
The thing is that
Defenses is the only difference.
exactly, and the Chiefs' defense is not better than the Bills' defense.
They can definitely get some points every now and then, turn the game around. They're known to
And
do
the Bills do also.
exactly.
The Bills have a better defense. The Bills have a great defensive line. The Bills have a great shutdown corner. Okay, and they have
And safeties are pretty damn good.
their safeties are good too.
Hey,
The
Stephon
Chiefs
Diggs is no joke, dude.
and that's where
Well,
I'm
that's
getting
good.
at.
Yeah.
The Bills have a running game. The
Well,
Bills
yeah.
have Stephon Diggs, and even Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley has popped off and had some of those great games this year. And if Josh Allen, how you said, if the Chiefs and to some degree, I will agree with you, Seabass, and say that if the Chiefs are playing 100% offense defense, nobody can beat them. Yes, I agree. But if their defense is not there, if their defense is just normal, then they're not very good. Their defense is not very good.
So who's it up to? The defense showing up themselves, no?
Well, I mean, the defense can show up and play how they always play. They're still not great. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that,
But
the
it's
defense
up
is
to them, which it makes them their worst enemy, not Josh Allen. They can beat Josh Allen if they play at their best.
at their best. I don't think they can beat Josh Allen.
You just said that you agree that they could beat anybody.
No. I said 100% offense and defense.
Which is their best.
Everything 100%. Yes, they can beat anybody. If their defense just plays regular, how they played normally, every week, come in and out and play defense.
You can say that about the offense for the Bills. They'll put up 40 a lot, but not every single week.
They've done it every single week.
40 plus?
Not 40 plus, but they've scored over 20, 30 points.
25 plus?
20 plus?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so Mahomes struggled against the Saints.
He struggled.
Struggled against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Okay, and those are good defenses. The Bills defense, I think, is better than both of those.
Yeah, true that.
Okay, so then their biggest opponent is not themselves, it's the Bills.
Well, the best part of this is that I honestly do think that is the AFC Championship for this year. I'm really hoping it is at least maybe the second round. But I do think the Chiefs will come out and beat the Bills, to be honest.
So, last hot route will be to Tosco. The Browns will win
Ouch.
one playoff game. Take the
The
route or not?
Rams,
No, the Browns will win
the
one.
Browns will win one playoff game.
Take the route.
Guaranteed.
Take the route or
I'm gonna
not?
take. Yeah, I'll take the route because
Ooh.
um, I do believe that the Steelers are not gonna win the division, and if the Browns keep on winning, I mean the Browns have the Jets, so that's gonna be a win, and so that'll and I think the Steelers are gonna lose, so then they'll be tied, and I think the Browns have the tiebreaker, so they'll be number one in the division, and they'll be the number three seed,
Yeah.
and they're gonna end up playing. They're gonna end up playing the Colts or the Dolphins or one of those teams. So yeah, I do believe, or the
Maybe
Ravens.
even the Ravens.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Like,
yeah, the
big
Ravens. Like
division.
even
So
back
yeah,
into their
and
division, yeah, because of the wild
yeah,
card.
so and they already beat the Ravens. Oh no, they made it a good game. I don't know if they beat them the first time actually. I
I
do
think they
not
played the last
remember.
game of the season.
Oh, they played the last game of the season, so that'll
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
We might get Browns Ravens back to back. So, um, I do think that the Browns can beat the Ravens. I think the Browns can beat the Dolphins. The Browns can beat the Colts. So,
A running game
I
can beat a lot of teams.
and that's I think the thing that's happening now is that we're finally seeing the running game, open up everything for Baker. Baker is playing, finally showing his number one pick true potential, and he's playing awesome. These last few weeks he's been awesome. And if he keeps on playing like that, yeah, I do think they can win their first round game, and then we'll see. In the second round, we'll see how it goes.
T-Bass, what do you think?
Uh, I do think the Browns are gonna win a playoff game as well.
You'll take that hot route.
I
Dang.
know they're gonna get into the playoffs, probably
Oh no.
first in their division, maybe even in a wild card. But I do think that they have a healthy team. I think the Baker Mayfield is on and off. But something lately he's been on, or at least a little bit more consistent. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, ridiculous to stop, especially when they're going back and forth, and pretty much not ever getting tired. I would say yes. I'll take the hot route. They'll win at least one game, and hopefully it's against the Colts, but we'll see.
And one last thought: if the Browns don't win the division and end up being the wild card, they're most likely going to play the Titans, and they already beat the Titans. So
Yeah, recent. Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, yeah.
what can we say about that? So the Browns have beat some good teams this year. The Browns have been in it. And so I think that they can win a first round game. So
There you
They're
go.
they're in the cream hunt.
All right, guys. So, real quick, so we're actually gonna go into a word for our sponsors. While we go into our next segment, which is gonna actually just be a small one called "Around the Rim" by the NBA. So it is actually okay. So I'll need to come up with a little bit more of some jingles. So
Ravens Browns 1-1.
just a word from sponsors. So our sponsor is it is going to be Studio 13th Day, which is a local studio in San Antonio and Las Vegas, which does promote media production. So we can go ahead and do your music, your audio tracks, and make a logo for you all in one single place. Hit us up. It's studio13thday.com, Studio 13th Day on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I do have Tasmagoria.com, which is our affiliate art designer, premier art designer here in San Antonio. Does your logos at any cost, at any length, color, and everything. Size is available. So go ahead, and that's going to be Tasmagoria. Again, Tasmagoria.com. All right, guys. So moving along with that, we're going to go ahead and go just a couple NBA thing. The one thing I did want to talk about the NBA is the new thing called the play-in tournament. I don't know if you guys have actually already heard about it. So, this year, just for our audience, so the play-in tournament, though the play-in tournament will include the seventh highest through the 10th highest winning percentages of each conference. So what does that mean? At the conclusion of the regular season, before the first round of the playoffs, the team with the seventh highest in each conference will host the team with the eighth highest, and play essentially like a 7-8 game. We'll have one. Yeah, that game will, whoever wins that game will actually earn the seventh seed, and then the team with the ninth highest will host the team with the 10th highest in the 10-9-10 game, and will um they will win or whatever. So in this case, the winner of each so the winner of the conference of that game will actually earn the eighth seed. So it's a little bit different. Just I guess they're trying to include the seventh to 10th seed type of option. For the West, I guess. I don't know why they couldn't just do a overall seeding. But that's a conversation for another day. So essentially, that's you know, our topic isn't that for around the rim, NBA news that play in tournament for this next year. That's just a couple of changes that are coming up for the upcoming year. I know that Adam Silver they kind of talk about them, just due to COVID-19, which is kind of part of the reason why. So right now, what they're doing is just kind of watching other sports. They're not gonna do a bubble, but they are gonna have protocols, and one of the things specifically that they did mention, without trying to get political or anything, is they can't actually force players. They cannot force players to take the vaccine based on the current CBA. So in this case, they really don't hope it does kind of get to that. But that's just kind of something to think about. Unfortunately, kind of going into the 2021. And that's part of the reason why again they're kind of experimenting right now with that playing tournament and stuff like that. I think the NBA, and really not just the NBA but the other sports, are kind of using this as a experiment, if you will. So just kind of having again your thoughts on that, your 2 cents. I'll go ahead and start with you, Tosco. What do you, first of all, this case, with the upcoming season, what you think, what we can expect for 2021? And I guess the second question would be, what do you think of the play-in tournament? Will it work? And just your thoughts on that.
I do. I just read up on the playing tournament, and I think you explained it. I think there was one little thing you missed on it, that because the way you explained it to me didn't really make it. It wouldn't be great because um, then the season is, I think there's going to be 72 games this season,
Yeah,
which they're taking away 10 games. Realistically, that's not a lot. That's almost a full season, and I do think that that's more games than what they played this past year, I think.
yeah.
So I do think that 72 games is good enough to have you know that whole season, and I think the way you explained it, if it would have been the way you explained it, I think it would have been uh, it would not have been fair for the teams at the bottom. Now, I do agree. Every year, it's always like 7, 8, 9, 10. There's always a competition to who gets in. But I was reading up on it, and it's, yes, you were right. The seventh and eighth team play, and whoever wins gets the seventh seed. The ninth and 10th place team play,
Oh, there we
and
go. Yeah.
the winner of that game plays the loser of the 7-8 game, and whoever wins that game will be the AC.
There we go. There
I
we go.
and yeah. So now reading that, I think that is kind of interesting now, because you're giving the opportunity to those teams that are always in it. They're always right there.
The Suns.
They're a game behind. Yeah, there's always a stack there at the bottom, and I think
The
that's
Spurs.
good. I do, yeah, and I like the idea of that. I think it's a good idea. I think that it's a good way to experiment with something different coming in. Um, I do think, like you said, that they're not going to play in bubbles. They're going to stay. You know, in their own, they're gonna travel. They're gonna play in the stadiums and everything. They're gonna go city to city. I just think it's gonna be COVID is still going to play a big role, especially in these next few months. You know, I know the vaccines came out, and Adam Silver came out and said, you know, he is that, you know, NBA players, you know, yes, everybody wants to see sports, everybody wants to see basketball, but NBA players are not frontline workers, and they do not deserve to have the vaccine before anybody else that deserves it.
Yeah.
You know, and so he said that he will wait for them to get vaccine, which is a little different from what the Major League Baseball commissioner said, in which he's going to try to make sure that all the MLB players are vaccinated before the season starts. So, you know,
It's
it's
one of those things.
yeah, it goes back and forth now. You know, you know, Commissioner Silver, you know, has said that, and that's a great statement to say. But if you're gonna talk the talk, you better walk the walk, because I want to see that all the NBA players not break the rules and not go out and not go get chicken wings from a strip club because they're the best chicken wings in the world. You know, I don't want to hear excuses
That's right.
because then after that, because if these players from the Clippers, from the Lakers, go and have to cancel games because they don't have enough players because they have COVID, or because or have to be penalized, whatever reason, I don't want to see a LeBron coming out and complaining.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
see a Harden coming out and complaining, a Durant, the top players coming out and complaining and saying, well, why didn't we get vaccinated, or why did hey, the rules are, follow all COVID protocols. Make sure you don't you don't go out. You follow the rules. Wear a mask. Follow those rules. For these next few months until they're able to have a vaccine. That is, what? It's the NBA players' turn. The NBA will pay millions, whatever it costs, and have them all get it. But it's if he's gonna talk that talk, you better walk that walk and make sure that what there better be strict rules and punishment if they don't follow the COVID rules, because now it's going to affect the game. It's going to affect the product. If
Yeah.
you're supposed to be watching the Lakers and Clippers, and LeBron, Anthony Davis, and what was that?
Kawhi.
Kawhi and Paul George aren't playing because they all have COVID. And now you
Yeah.
have the scrubs come in and go, well, I don't want to watch that game anymore. I don't, you know, I don't want to see that. So, you know, yeah.
Scrubs.
And now those games are gonna have meaning, because what if you lose 10 games or 11 games because
There's already
LeBron and
less games.
yeah, and or you cancel games because what, the both teams have COVID and they don't have enough players to play on the court.
Yeah.
You know, those teams better say, hey, you know what? You don't have LeBron, you don't have three of your starters. Bring in the scrubs. That's why you have a team of 15 players.
14.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
so
So,
so that they better follow that.
T-Bass, what do you think?
I definitely do like the idea of the system as far as getting the more competition, a couple games to bring in the bubble teams, type of thing like that. So I am for that. I am curious to see if it's like a one game win all or like a series best of seven.
I think it's one game win all. Yeah.
Okay,
It's a one game win all.
that's better because I don't want any extra attrition for these teams that are trying.
Yeah, yeah, and then it just makes everything kind of long, and then it's like, oh my god, I'm just dragging
And it would give
out.
some of the hot teams more rest, whatever. Yeah, but that would be a whole nother problem. If it's just one game, I do like it. I do hope they works out and they keep doing it. Um, as far as the actual, I guess,
Season.
COVID situation in 2021, how it's going to affect, yes, it's definitely going to affect. And if Commissioner Silver does want to give all the players the option to, hey, we can't force you to get your vaccine, it's going to be an option, but we'll make it work. I don't know how he's going to get players that are vaccinated and safe to be part of the bubble or not affect some players in the bubble when they're in the same team trying to practice together. I don't know how they're going to work these things out. or if somebody that already got the vaccine and is not quarantining goes out and carries a lot of things that do have COVID into the building, a lot of things could just go awry trying to mix and match. So yes, he better have strict rules to make it happen. I don't think 2021 is going to be COVID free issues or affecting the season. I think it's going to be not maybe as much as this year, but very, very similar. We already lost 10 games, so you can say it already affected it. But yeah, I do like the system, and definitely, I hope if they try to go as they say they are, I definitely hope Adam Silver has a very, very good plan for the NBA to make it happen.
Yeah, the
So
players couldn't even follow the rules in the bubble. They were breaking the rules in the bubble. Imagine now when they're free.
And
Exactly. Now
but
they're
they
gonna be mixed and matched.
didn't
Come on.
have any breakouts, so that's we can argue that.
Sure, and that's fine. I understand they didn't have any breakouts, but at the same time, it's like now they're gonna have. There's nobody there to tell them no or tell
Yeah,
them yes.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
it could go both ways, but now there's nobody there to.
Not every city hotel is the same.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to
Airports.
Oklahoma City, and yeah, maybe Oklahoma City is not as luxurious and fun as Miami
LAX, or whatever. Yeah,
or Los Angeles, but there's still gonna be all the distractions there, and remember,
Strip
it
club.
may not even be a distraction. Going to the gas station, going to the grocery store, going anywhere, and you touch something, you wipe
Meet
your face,
relatives.
you don't have your mask, you're done. And before, at least the guys were on the hotel where everything was clean, sanitized. Now they're not gonna have that.
there we go. So moving along to our last segment of the day, which is our fan favorite and my particular favorites, which is our rapid fire. So we are gonna go ahead and
Ooh,
actually.
that's hot.
There we go.
Nice.
Let me just hold on. I'm getting all situated in here. Rapid
Man.
fire. So right now for rapid fire, we do have our all-time records. Right now we do have Tosco in the lead with 2-0. Seabass, you're a little behind with
Wait, how,
0
he
and
has to have
2.
one loss because
Oh
one
no.
last year.
It's contested, see, that's what don't worry about
Oh
it.
yeah. So, I forgot. I'll change it right now. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Besides that, let's go ahead and actually change that. So we're gonna go ahead and actually go straight into our actual rapid fire
Rapid
leaderboard.
fire.
So last champion was actually Juan. However, in this case, you do.
Representing.
I mean, I guess Tosco is the latest champion, so he'll go ahead and get the baton to him. So, Tosco, do you keep it or you want to pass it?
I'll start.
Oh.
All right. So we're gonna actually go three
Give me all the
rounds.
respect.
I'll try to go to 3 rounds since I have a lot of questions and stuff. So it's gonna be pretty interesting, pretty cool, and hopefully you guys get some pretty cool answers and trivia out of it, real quick. All right. So you guys ready for some rapid fire?
Rapid fire.
Do it.
You got what?
I
1 minute
love it.
to
I
answer all
love
these
it.
questions.
Yeah, so these are actually not long questions. That's why I'm trying to make them short, but really cool. All right. Okay, so you guys in the audience, if you guys don't know about rapid fire, it is actually works as the following. So our crew member does actually have 1 whole minute to go ahead and answer as many questions as they can. They accumulate points to do that. If they're not able to answer the question, they just essentially say pass. Continues doing it for a couple rounds, see how many who gets the most points, and we go from there. It is multidiscipline sports trivia, so it's not just you know football, basketball, but just like kind of all over the place. All right, guys. So we are actually gonna start with our current, I guess now, champion would be Tosco. He is gonna start.
Coach.
So in this case, one of the as soon it's gonna be 1 minute as soon as I finish my first question. All right.
Cool. You ready,
Uh,
coach?
all
Game
right.
face on.
So let's see. Ready and go. Who was the cover on the first NBA 2K game?
Pass.
Which is the only country that played in each and every World Cup?
Uruguay.
Wrong. What NFL quarterback was drafted as a pitcher in the 2000 MLB draft?
In the 2000 MLB draft.
Yes. Yes.
2000. 2000.
2000.
Pass.
Uh, only NFL team with a helmet logo on only one side of the helmet.
No.
The Broncos.
No. In bowling, 3 strikes is called
A turkey.
what country? Right. What country was Kyrie Irving born in? Kyrie Irving.
Germany.
Wrong. Who lost the first Super Bowl?
Who lost the Chiefs?
Wrong. Who gave Muhammad Ali's first loss?
Bing, bing,
Last
bing, bing,
question.
bing.
Sonny Liston.
No, wrong. Dang.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
It's all right. You're a little rusty. Don't worry about it.
No, you're good. You're good. All right.
That was 8 questions.
I'm trying to think of the questions.
All right.
8 questions. I'm
Seabass.
counting 1 right.
So you
maybe
got.
2.
I think
All
we
right,
got.
Evan.
So 1 sounds good.
No, I think we got 2. That was 2 right. I think that was 2 right. No. You got
1.
Turkey. You got it right.
Turkey.
Number 4.
I'm glad you got
No,
turkey.
just
'cause
that. That's the one. That's the only one. Yeah, I just got 1. All right. We might have to go a couple rounds here. All right. Ready, Seabass?
I get 0. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Ready? What were the Lakers named after?
Pass.
What happened to the first World Cup won by Brazil?
What happened with the first World Cup? What?
Won by Brazil.
They won the game of pass. I don't know.
What college did Michael Jordan originally want to play for?
Tar Heels, North Carolina.
Wrong. In college ball, what does NIT stand for?
In college basketball, NIT.
Yes.
Pass.
Top 2 teams with the most Mexican La Liga tournament wins.
Chivas America.
Let's see. In
That's correct.
in a 3-4, correct. In a 3-4 defense formation, what is the center position on the line?
Nose tackle.
Correct. What sport did the Dallas Chaparrals play?
Soccer.
Last question.
Wrong. Wrong.
Dallas Chaparrals. I never heard of them.
You gave them La Liga question.
Yeah, I know.
Liga MX questions, really?
Hey, you got NFL questions, NBA questions, and stuff.
That was 7 questions asked with 2 correct.
Percentage.
Correct. All right, Dosco, you ready?
I'm ready.
Coach.
All right. In football, what is the blind side?
It is the quarterback's weak side. The quarterback's back.
Correct. Highest governing body in basketball.
The highest governing body in basketball?
Yes.
The commissioner?
No governing body as I guess just pass. In college ball, what does NIT stand for?
Pass.
Team
Ooh,
responsible for Bounty Kate.
Saints.
Come on.
Bing, bing, bing. Oldest current active player graced the Madden cover.
Ooh.
Oldest current player?
Current.
Oldest current player to Ben Roethlisberger? No, he was never on it.
That was his
Wrong.
answer.
What is a rookie?
What is a what?
A rookie.
Somebody who's never played before.
What is redshirting?
What?
All right, last question.
Red shirting is when
What is a
uh,
rookie?
red shirting. Can I finish my question, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your answer,
Yeah.
yes.
Sure.
Okay. Red shirting is when you don't play that season, so you save your year of eligibility.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So technically it's like a delayed suspension of a athlete's participation to lengthen the period of eligibility. So yes, you
Yes.
got it. All right. That's.
What is a rookie? You
Come
literally
on with
asked,
that
what is a
question, Danny.
rookie?
I mean, I don't know.
What is a
Hey,
professional?
hey, he gave you Liga MX questions, all right? So that doesn't count.
I know that was a little. It's because I was like, oh, I'm running out. All right.
Those were 7 questions, and he got 4 correct,
What's a 2-year?
bringing his total to 5 this evening.
Fine.
Dang,
Is
that's a jump.
5 to 2.
What is a scrub?
What
We
is
talked about it.
CBS?
Pass. NIT is not in tournament.
No, don't answer the question. That question hasn't been
It's
asked.
too late. I answered it. I'm on the board now. I'm the captain now. Look
Put
at
down
me.
one
I'm the
man.
captain.
All right. So for you, T-Baz, we're gonna start with um, who is the only team that the '85 Bears lost to?
The Bears.
That the 85 Bears lost to?
Yes.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh my God, correct. Name one player that's had a quadruple double.
Michael
This is
Jordan.
easy.
Wrong. What 2 players played each other in the Super Bowl?
What?
What 2 brothers played each other in the Super
Brothers.
Bowl?
Rogers Cromarties.
No, wrong. What is a seam route? What is a seam route?
Ah, pass.
What is a penalty for clipping in football?
Automatic first down.
And I'll give it to you.
The yardage.
Yardage.
No, he needs to get the yardage because every defensive player needs an automatic first down.
That is incorrect. You don't get automatic first down for it.
All right. Which NFL
That's
quarterback was
Quilla,
drafted
yeah.
as a
That's
pitcher?
it.
All right.
The
Last one. Okay.
yeah, last one.
What NFL quarterback was drafted as a pitcher in the 2000 MLB draft?
2000 though.
2000 MLB draft. What player got drafted by who?
What NFL quarterback was drafted as a pitcher in 2000 MLB draft?
Kurt Warner.
Wrong. All right. How many you get?
Cordell Stewart.
After 6 questions asked, Seabass got 2 right, bringing his total to 4.
4. All right. Question
Christmas
He got
miracle.
Miami Dolphins and what else?
He got
question
Miami
number 4.
Dolphins. He got what else?
The clipping one.
Clipping.
You gave him credit for that.
Clipping should not count.
Rookie. Shut up.
And what else?
Rookie. I only counted 2. The last one was incorrect.
Yeah, just 2.
I guess just 2, yeah.
All right. So continuing on with you, Tosco. Already
Coach.
This one. Besides Robinson and Duncan, the Spurs' highest draft pick has been.
Say it again. What was it?
Besides Robinson and Duncan's. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, because you go laggy. So yeah, but go.
Oh, okay. Besides Robinson and Duncan, the Spurs' highest draft pick has been.
Kawhi Leonard.
Wrong. Current active player with highest assists.
Current active player with highest assists. Rajon Rondo.
Wrong. Only country that's played in each and every World Cup.
Brazil.
Correct. Name one player that's had a quadruple double.
Russell Westbrook.
Wrong.
He had a quadruple double. Facts.
1967's The Ice Bowl featured which two NFL teams?
The Cowboys and the Giants.
Wrong. Only two states that haven't participated in the NCAA tournament.
Only two states: Alaska and Alaska and Alaska and
Would have to be Hawaii.
Hawaii.
no,
No, because Hawaii's been in it.
I don't think so. Alaska and Jesus.
South
Yes, we'll go
Dakota.
Hawaii just because of fans ask.
No. That's the only one that I'm gonna answer because it's hard. It's Alaska
Montana.
and Maine.
Maine.
The same Maine, but then Maine had the team, and I thought they were gonna be in. I was gonna say Maine.
I
That's my only
know.
other choice.
It
How
dragged
much?
you the other way.
How much is that, Evan?
Yeah.
After 6 questions asked, Tosco got 1 correct,
6.
bringing his,
All right. We're gonna
his
continue
grand
on.
total to 6.
All right, cause I gotta. All right, Arturo, digo tú, esto. Ay, Seabass.
Who the?
What is or who was on the cover of the first NBA 2K game?
What year was 2K? Allen Iverson.
Oh, I think I know who it is now.
Correct.
What do you say?
Allen Iverson. What college?
It was Allen Iverson. I
What
remember.
college did Michael Jordan originally want to play for?
God. Pennsylvania. I don't know.
Oh, that's
wrong.
the worst
What?
answer ever.
What country was Kyrie Irving born in?
Take a guess.
Huh?
Canada.
Wrong. Who lost the first Super Bowl?
The Rams.
Wrong. The city with the most sport franchises.
Chicago.
Wrong.
That's the worst answer ever. See that?
Who gave Muhammad Ali's first loss?
You can answer this one though. Just guess.
Frazier.
Oh, correct.
Oh, that's bullshit. He cheated. He was typing it in.
Oh shit. How many did you get? How much is that?
Was asked 6
We
questions
tied.
during that round, and he answered 2 correctly,
All right.
Bringing-
I'm gonna continue
bringing his
on.
total to 6.
Wow, I can't believe we got the Allen Iverson one. That one's hard.
I thought once you read the question again, I literally saw Allen Iverson on the cover, and I didn't think he was gonna fucking.
I just thought of the year. I'm like 2000. I'm like, there was no big. It was him or Kobe, but it wasn't Kobe. I knew that. Decision.
All right. Let's see. Tosco.
Oh,
I'm gonna do some of the ones I found over here. All right.
the ones he found over here.
So,
not the rookie pal.
what is an Olympic goal?
What? An Olympic gold?
Yeah.
Oh, pass.
Goalie known for stopping a goal using a scorpion kick.
Oh, I don't remember his name. Pass. He played for Colombia. I know that, but I don't remember
Paraguay's
his name.
famous goalie known for shooting free kicks and penalties.
Oh, what? Well, what goalie?
Paraguay's famous goalie known for
No,
shooting.
pass.
Top World Cup scorer.
The what?
Top World Cup scorer.
No, pass.
For a touchdown, the ball must break or pass.
The goal line.
What is a seam route? Oh, right.
Seam route is a vertical route going deep through the inside of the linebacker.
Okay. What is the highest governing body in basketball? Correct.
The commissioner?
I'm You said commissioner last time also.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, I
commissioner's
don't
not gonna
understand
be-
who's higher than the commissioner.
Highest
The owner.
body. What is a body? A body is NBA. A body is NFL.
But that makes no sense to your question then. And what was the hold on. What was the question you asked about Super Bowl one?
It's my turn. We're not gonna fix your problems.
Yeah,
Who-
we,
who-
he has to.
Who lost the
No.
first
Seabass
Super
has to answer
Bowl?
those questions
Yeah,
during
yeah.
his round.
You
Who
did that
lost?
last week where you answered.
All right. Ready?
So how many right did I get, Evan?
Coach Tosco was asked 7 questions and he got 2 correct,
Dang,
bringing his total to 8.
Man, these are harder than I intended them to be. Okay.
I didn't get any of those.
All right. Ready? And besides Robinson and Duncan, what is the Spurs' highest draft pick?
He's gonna get lucky and get it.
Sean Elliott. I don't know.
Correct.
Oh my God, dude! How?
Keep
He's
going.
searching them. This is bullshit.
I swear to God, I'm not. Keep going.
How many NBA teams have bird mascots?
Oh. Five.
Wrong.
4.
What is the Madden curse?
You asked this question last week to him.
Yeah, you play really good. You get chosen as the Madden cover. And next year, you get hurt. You can't finish the season. You have a bad year.
Only NFL team with helmet logo. Correct. With helmet logo on one side of the helmet.
The Patriots.
Wrong. What happened to the first World Cup won by Brazil?
They couldn't take the trophy home.
Wrong. Oldest active player that graced the Madden cover.
Tom Brady.
Oh, I know. What did you say?
Tom Brady.
No, wrong.
No,
Wrong.
it's. I know who it is. It's
Stop,
Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, it is Larry Fitzgerald. All right.
Hold on, I already won. That's
The
fine.
Fitz.
I won.
You didn't win? What are you talking about?
You
That
got
was-
one question.
He got 2,
I
right?
got 2.
Seabass was asked 6 questions and he got
3.
2 correct.
Which ones?
Right.
The very first one and
First
one of the
one
middle
and the
ones.
Third
The
one.
Sean Elliott.
All right. So we're gonna go on a runoff. All right. So I'm just gonna say the question. I was gonna say the question, and then Evan, you're gonna decide who gets the point, like who gets it fast or whatever. All right.
I feel that I should have won because you asked me a Super Bowl one question, and you said I got it wrong, and I think I got it right.
You got a what is a rookie question? Shut up.
That means nothing to me, Seabass. It was a question that was already asked that he said I got wrong, that I got right.
All right.
I know it.
All right. So
Recount.
ready? Hold on. Okay. Ready, set, go.
Wait, we both answer, right?
Yeah, you can answer, and then whoever gets Evan chooses. All right. Current active player with highest assists.
Chris Paul.
Correct. What sport did the Dallas Chaparrals play? Correct.
Oh my God.
In college ball, what does NIT stand for?
Not in tournament.
I kind of gave the
No. This is not.
It's not in tournament.
That's what he said.
No.
Oh, I guess
Nah.
I'm wrong too.
I mean, you guys can keep on answering questions until you get it right. Okay. Only NFL team with helmet logo on one side of the helmet.
God, this one.
The Chicago Bears.
No. Keep on saying.
No, it's
Go.
Bills.
No.
Wrong.
Steelers.
The Buccaneers.
Steelers. Boom.
Steelers.
How many NBA teams have bird mascots?
4.
Wrong. I mean, that's more of a
NBA.
number question. Number
Oh,
question.
NBA or NFL?
An NBA.
6,
No.
7,
No. Oh,
3,
we're not.
8.
No.
3.
9,
No.
10, 2,
2
No.
or nothing.
No.
Bird
Two.
mascots.
$1.
You forgot the Arctic Hawks.
1.
Tosco got it. Just the Atlanta Hawks.
What? What about the
ATL,
Pelicans?
baby. Oh!
Oh
Fact
yeah. Oh, I got fact checked. All right.
Real quick.
I'm still gonna get into Tosco just because that's what's on my page. So I'm gonna get on my page.
I'm still winning though. I'm still winning this round.
Fine. What country was Kyrie Irving from or born in?
The Netherlands.
No.
Norway,
No.
Haiti.
No.
Sweden,
Jamaica.
No.
France.
No.
Give us a clue, bro. It's a million country.
Oh, Japan.
No.
China.
Germany. No.
Kyrie Irving. Saudi Arabia.
No.
Great Britain.
Here's a clue.
Mexico.
No.
He believes the earth is
Argentina.
flat.
He believes the Earth is flat. We'll start there. No.
Australia.
The U.S.
All right, we're going to the next one. Name your player that's done a quadruple double.
Larry Bird.
No.
Bill Russell.
LeBron James.
No.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yes, the dream.
I guarantee you Russell Westbrook got it.
What were the Lakers named after?
The Great Lakes.
Correct.
Oh my god.
What happened to the first World Cup won by Brazil?
They couldn't take the
Didn't
trophy.
count.
No.
They broke the trophy.
No.
A player died.
No.
They
bus
dropped the
broke down?
trophy.
No.
There was no trophy.
No, there was a trophy, yeah. Alright, who is the highest governing body in basketball? I'm actually answering that one. It's FIBA. What college did Michael Jordan originally want to play for?
Duke.
Duke.
No.
Kansas.
No.
Kentucky.
No.
Illinois. Indiana.
No,
NC
think about
State.
it. Think about those times. No.
Houston.
No.
Think about those times. UCLA.
Got it.
It's UCLA. You wanted to go with the coach.
Ooh, the Bruins.
Who lost the first Super Bowl?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
The Green Bay Packers.
No.
What do you mean? That's Super Bowl 1. It's Green Bay versus Kansas City.
No.
That is Super Bowl 1.
Wait, but are you talking about before the merger?
Right after the merger. Like the
There
first,
was no. Well, then that's not Super Bowl 1.
Well, like the first actual Super Bowl.
The
one-
Browns.
And Super Bowl 1 is Packers versus Chiefs. And the Packers won. The Chiefs lost.
All right, this question is next.
This question was given to me, and I should have won because of that question, because I know that the Chiefs lost the first Super Bowl to the Packers.
Which
And that is Super Bowl 1, and you can go check it right now. So I should have technically won by 1 point in the first 3 rounds.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
that-
true that.
was the same round that you did win, so you would have just won by more. It's the same stuff.
That's why, and we ended up in a tie, Seabass, so I would have won by 1
No,
point.
but if you recount mine, I actually got 2 right that were wrong, so I'm still.
Which were?
I can't remember them, but I'll go.
Yeah,
back.
well, I remembered my question,
I
Seabass.
remember you found that right now.
No, I didn't check anything. I know that it's Packers Chiefs Super Bowl 1.
All right. So that was a
It's
discrepancy on my part. Yeah,
another
that's
Pelican situation. Just throw it out.
well, my bad. All right.
And-
Anyways, all right. Where are we at, Evan, in points?
All right.
I smoked them.
Since this barrage of questions, I count 4 check marks for Seabass and 3 for Tosco. But if you include this last question, it's a 4th.
No,
All
that
right.
wasn't a.
And
All
it
right.
should count because
All right,
it
I'll
is
go. I'll
the
count it.
correct.
I'll continue on. What NFL quarterback was drafted as a pitcher in the 2000 MLB draft?
But why 2000 though? That's a horrible year.
I don't even remember that year.
No, I don't.
NFL quarterback.
Mark Bowles.
There's jingles of them.
Bledsoe.
No.
2000?
Yes.
Peyton Manning?
No.
Same couch?
Wait, I don't even understand the question. This guy was a quarterback and he retired and went to play pro.
No. It's a quarterback that when he graduated college and he was going to the NFL
Yeah,
draft,
like
he also
Russell,
played baseball. So he also got drafted by the MLB draft.
like
Right,
Just
Like
like
Russell,
Kyler
Kyler
Murray.
Murray.
like
Kyler
Kyler
Murray got
Murray,
drafted
Patty
by both.
Mahomes, Patty
Patty Mahomes,
Mahomes, Russell Wilson,
Drew Henson, Brandon Whedon. But 2000? Fuck.
Drew Brees.
Skip it, Danny. Skip it. I could just name
last city to win Super Bowl and World Series in the same year.
Oh.
Last city to win Super Bowl and World Series in the same year?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
No.
No. Pittsburgh doesn't have a baseball team, Seabass.
Yeah, they do. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, the Pirates. No.
Pittsburgh's baseball team has been shitty for decades.
The Pirates.
No.
St. Louis haven't won. God, see that.
I'm guessing, bro.
The Patriots and Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, so Patriots and
Nice.
Boston won it the same year.
Boston.
What two brothers played each other in the Super Bowl?
God, I had it earlier.
Super Bowl. Brothers.
Oh,
Head-to-head.
I know who this is. Fucking know.
McCourty's.
No. Not necessarily players.
Coaches, Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
Boom, got him.
Oh my God.
Who got it?
That makes a big difference.
I did.
Players or
That was-
coaches.
I mean, they're coaches. I mean, they're technically
They
Who
played against
is-
each other.
who is a top World Cup scorer ever?
LA.
No. He was, but no.
Cristiano Ronaldo,
No.
Maradona.
No.
Ronaldinho,
David Silva.
No. Think.
Samuel Eto'o,
Oh no, that's a good
Rooney.
one. No.
What? Top world score.
Who scores?
Drogba,
No. Who
Cristiano
scores a lot?
Ronaldo.
Who scores a lot of goals in the World Cup? The team, national
David
team.
Villa.
No.
Oh
Messi,
no,
Messi.
it's
Messi.
no. Oh, what's his name? Oh, Klose. Yes, it's Miroslav Klose.
He has the most in the World Cup history.
Yes.
Yes. How many goals?
12.
No,
No, it's 16.
I was gonna say 17.
Yeah. So yeah, he got. Dang, that was good. I mean, that one's.
Well done.
That was a tough one.
And then let's see. Oh yeah, so the Steelers, you got the Steelers one, right? Yeah, the NFL team with the Logan Lee side on the logo.
Don't the Titans also have on the one side only?
I don't know,
Let's
but
say that
that's
Washington Football Club helmet looks a little empty.
Facts.
who do the Chaparrals play for? Basketball. Who are the Chaparrals now?
No.
The Chiefs.
The San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, Spurs.
That makes sense.
Okay, and then so what country? All right, so wait, I think that's it. I don't have anything else.
Where was Kyrie born?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where's Kyrie Irving?
So
from?
okay, so wait, before that, Evan, what's the count?
After
won
the Super Bowl question, I have 3 more check marks for Coach Tosco.
You see
None for
Seabass?
Seabass. He hasn't scored any right since then.
He won that last round.
Ah. All right,
Because
guys.
we went on. Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and actually let you guys know that Tosco is the moment. Tosco.
El coach. We'll get him next time, Seabass. We're getting closer each time.
Yes, make it louder, Evan. Don't hear him talk.
Easy ass.
I could do that.
So
Hey,
15
what's
to
a
12.
2-year vet, Tosco?
15 to 12 was the final score. So we're gonna actually go in and do this real quick. Or this is a 3-1-0-3 situation. Alright, guys. So in this case, we do have Mr. Coach Tosco taking the reins again as champion. So we're going to go ahead and give him 2 minutes to talk about whatever it is that he wants. But before we do that, I just want to kind of give the answers to the questions. So what country was Kyrie Irving born in? Australia.
Someone said that.
No,
That
Evan
was me.
said that.
I'm a non-participant.
Evan said that. So
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
What happened to the first World Cup by Brazil? It was stolen, famously. Yeah, it was never recovered.
They didn't get the trophy. Is that what you're saying?
No, they did get the trophy. They just lost
And
it.
it was
Like
stolen.
no, it stole it
forever.
Like they were jacked. They were jumped.
It's still out there to this
The
day.
trophy got stolen before it was awarded, by the way, Danny, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah.
You just.
So that should get that point, which makes me the original winner. If those rules are counting here, because I did say they never got the
The
trophy.
winner of the 19.
We don't even know what he's saying is true, by the way.
The NFL quarterback was drafted. What NFL quarterback was drafted as a pitcher in 2000 MLB draft? Michael Vick.
Oh.
I thought of it after, but I didn't know if you guys did baseball.
Yeah, so that one. I mean, that one was pretty good. And also, famous. Was it Paraguay's famous goalie for shooting? Chilaver, dude.
I was waiting to re-ask that question. You never brought it up.
I know Chilaver. I love that guy. And then the scorpion kick is Rene Higuita. Yeah.
He's from Colombia, right?
Yeah, from Colombia.
Yeah, see, I knew that.
Danny.
Yeah, see though, and then oh yeah, what is an Olympic goal?
A corner kick that goes in for a goal.
Directly, yeah.
I never got these questions, Danny. I don't know why.
Well, because like
I was waiting, bro.
I know
in the first round, like round 10. Oh, no me llegan.
That was your round.
Dude, that was yeah, I can't believe you got the Sean Elliott one. That one was hard.
That was lucky.
That was not lucky. That was
Miami Dolphins, lucky.
That was
Iverson, lucky. Chris Paul, lucky. You were lucky to be in this game, Seabass.
All I gotta say, if all the opponent can say is lucky, they usually suck. But whatever, he won 3 already.
And then the Ice Bowl is
this opponent won.
The Ice Bowl is Cowboys and Packers.
Packers.
I won 2, and I never got that question, Danny.
Really? Dude, how'd you not get the quadruple double?
No one did.
Yes, you got it. You got it at the end.
Oh, after like 6 names, yeah. I mean,
but the first, I mean, I don't know. I guess
it wasn't Michael. It wasn't Bill Russell. It wasn't Larry Bird.
It was David Robinson.
Oh, anyone
before
I thought Russell Westbrook did have one, to be honest.
So did I, but I checked it, but no, he didn't. Like it was like 7 or 8.
How did Bill Russell not have a quadruple double?
I don't know.
Russell Westbrook had a quadruple double of 21 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, and what was it?
9 something. Don't count.
And he notched it where?
And last double.
And turnovers.
Steals?
Is it turnovers? Does it say? No, it's steals. 10 steals.
Are you sure or not? You're making it up.
His points, assists, steals, and what else?
Blocks. That's how Duncan.
Blocks, rebounds.
Blocks.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't have to be the same thing.
Rebounds.
Oh yeah.
So I clicked the article and I have to read now. I have to look for the part.
No, because
probably rebounds.
I know Duncan almost got it right. So supposedly, technically, later on that they did.
I think Chauncey Billups had one. I think.
Who?
Chauncey Billups. Back in the day.
Well, as from what I saw, it was Nate Thurman, Alvin Robinson, Hakeem, and Dave Robinson.
Wow.
Hakeem is on.
And also oldest active player, besides Larry,
Uh,
before Larry or after Larry, do you know who it is?
the oldest Madden cover player.
Yeah, besides that, but like youngest from Larry.
But besides Larry, it's
Gotta be Tom Brady.
Rob Gronkowski.
No, it's just
No.
Sherman.
Who?
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman from
Um,
2006. Wow. No, not
Is
No,
it
16.
2007?
No,
No,
16,
no,
No,
16, 16.
16.
16.
No, espérate. No, es.
I didn't even know Richard Sherman was on the cover because from 2011 till now, I don't buy Madden because they all suck. So 2012 to now. So.
So,
PS5, dude.
but other than that, I think you guys got. Oh, NIT stands for
What
National.
about? Wait, hold
National.
on. I don't think that's right.
What?
It's not Richard Sherman. It should be Drew B. Drew Brees.
Oh, what's up,
Drew
girlfriend?
Brees was on the
Oh
cover
yeah.
of 2011.
True that.
Tom Brady was on the cover, and he's older than Drew Brees.
Tom Brady was on the cover.
Yes, he was.
I'm thinking
I don't
about it.
remember
He
that.
was like yelling. I picture Tom Brady yelling on a
20.
video game
No,
cover.
I think it was 2012 though, because remember he was
2020, 2021. I just found it.
2021.
2020, 2021 is Tom Brady.
2020, 2021. Last one.
That's coming up.
Madden 20. It was Tom Brady.
I thought it wasn't he 2012? No. That was
2012 was Drew Brees. No,
Drew
no.
Brees.
2012 was
No.
Palomalo Fitzgerald.
Ooh.
I thought that was 2010.
Oh no, you're right. That's 2010.
Yeah, 2010 because
2011 was Drew Brees. No,
Brady has not been on the Madden cover. He was on the
I told you, Tom Brady has never been on the Madden cover.
Yeah, that
game day cover. He was not Madden.
Madden game day.
Yeah, because 13 was Hillis. You remember that?
Yes.
And then 14.
14 was. That's the year I stopped playing it. 14 was Matt Stafford.
What's
Beast
the question?
mode? No, not beast mode. I don't know why I'm picturing beast mode.
2015 was Gronk. No.
2015 was
The Steelers and the Cardinals together.
because Richard Sherman's was 16.
So yeah, 2010 was Palomalo Fitzgerald. 2011 was Breed. 2012 was Hillis. 2013 was Calvin Johnson. Sam, he was alive.
Oh, Megatron! Wow.
Yeah, and then after it was Madden that's 14, which was Madden 25, which was
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
That's the
Barry
AB?
Sanders.
Oh yeah, Barry Sanders. And
Then it was Sherman. Then it was Beckham, Gronk. Oh, Tom Brady was on the cover. Madden 18.
Yeah,
You're
18.
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember him yelling.
So he is the oldest player to be on the cover.
Well, I mean, like
Active player.
yeah, but I mean, like I'm talking about like the year or whatever. I guess technically it would be. Well, it's like Larry Fitzgerald and little.
Well, Larry, and then it's Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald. He's talking about the oldest
cover
active player. Yeah, so it is Larry Fitzgerald, and then it's Drew Brees, and then it's Richard Sherman, then Beckham, then Gronk, then Brady.
Why not Brady again?
No, I'm saying like the actual year. Like
he's going off Madden years, not NFL years.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if Michael Vick was still playing, he would win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or RG3.
RG3 wasn't on the cover, was
Yeah,
he?
I don't know.
Sean Alexander, I don't know. Just come back.
Sean Alexander was on the cover.
He was on the cover.
When was the last time a cowboy was on the cover? I don't think it was ever.
Cowboy has never had a cover.
No.
I'm surprised Dez didn't get one, but no.
Nah, I don't think he was like dominant enough or whatever.
No, they gave it to Payne Hillis. They gave it to Calvin Johnson. They gave it to Barry Sanders. You know, those were, Dez's prime years.
Ray.
They gave it to Richard Sherman. They gave it to Odell Beckham. Bunch of mama.
Bunch of mama.
Ray Lewis was
Older.
mama at the time. That's 2005.
Brooklyn.
Cowboy Madden cover. One day,
All right,
be
guys.
released on
So,
Christmas Day.
all right. So I kind of forgot that we're actually still live. We're just gonna chill in and everything. We're just gonna go ahead and just end it here. So we did talk a lot of football today. I know we didn't really talk about much of NBA, so we might actually kind of do a second portion of that probably later on, before the year does end. Just kind of before we do give Tosco his last couple of words for winning a rapid fire. I just kind of want to grab a little bit of a shout out from you guys to our viewers. I just want to again thank you guys for sitting here with us during the holidays. I know that obviously we're either vacation, working through it, or just kind of going through stuff. Sports are really good at that, and just talking about them just kind of helps relieve some of that stress. So, reach out to us if you guys want to be part of the show. We can welcome you guys. It doesn't require much. Just get on Zoom and just kind of talk sports. But just a couple quick final thoughts, Seabass, before we wrap up.
Final thoughts is I'm gonna go ahead and turn into Christmas mode for the next couple of days. Take it back, relax, enjoy my family, and I'll be watching some sports this weekend. I hope that everybody out there is listening does the same thing. Be with your families, be with your loved ones, enjoy the time you have, enjoy the sports that we're all talking about and are all super fans about. And if you are listening, thank you. If not, doesn't matter. We're doing this because we love it and we're having some fun.
All right, cool, awesome. So, just what about you, Art? How's it going?
Doing good, man. It's been a crazy year, and I mean, 2020 is going to finally, be behind us. We got to take stock in, what we're thankful for. Friends, family, uh, just another year of life, and enjoy the simple things of life. Some beer, barbecue, and some good sports. That's what we're all about. Uh, and like Seabass said, or Danny said, if you feel you want to be a part of our show, even just a small segment, by all means, take a chance. We're welcome to anybody.
All right, what about you, Crack AV?
Not much from me guys. I always love sitting and watching these guys spew all this knowledge. It really does help me in the long run. So I hope it does help you guys too, all you listeners and viewers out there. We are on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch every Tuesday. At least we try to be every Tuesday. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love my Mezzo Forte Sports crew, and I hope we get to do this more often for you guys.
All day. And of course, the final and of course the champion for the night is me, Coach Tosco. Alright, guys. Alright, man. We're gonna go ahead and give you 2 minutes to talk about whatever it is that you want. And go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and have Superfan Art put the timer. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can just time it from your end.
Just
And
no
ready
politics.
and
Or religion.
I'm probably not gonna take 2 minutes, guys. You just
I
all of you
started
touch
already.
base. Yeah, y'all. Thank you. My dogs want to join in the 2 minutes. But I just want to, reiterate what these guys said. Enjoy these 2 weeks, probably the best 2 weeks in sports, with the end of the football season, college bowls, NBA, college basketball. We're gonna have a full slate of stuff, and just enjoy it with your family, your friends. We really enjoy doing this for you guys, and thank you for joining us. And I'm glad to hear Crack AV say that yeah, this knowledge helps him out. Because hopefully it does get to somebody. Because it's not really to have all this knowledge of all these things. Sometimes it's you sit there and you think for what, but it's
Heavy
to
burden.
yeah to sit and talk with your friends and get on Zoom and talk about it and so it does serve a purpose even if it's just for us. But enjoy your family, guys. It's gonna be hopefully a great holiday season, and we can look into the next year and be happy going into the next year and hopeful that it'll be better than this one. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for making this podcast experience awesome, and hopefully we can have a lot more.
Nice, nice. All right. So again, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Again, Studio 13th Day for all the music and media needs, as well as your graphics. And we do have Tasmagoria as well.com. Tasmagoria.com in case you need any logos, any t-shirts done. Tasmagoria.com from San Antonio can definitely do that for you. So we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up over here, Mr. Crack AV, our producer for the day, night, and every single minute of my day. Go ahead and start, man. We're gonna go ahead and finish this segment for the week. How's everyone doing? How was it? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Do you have any thoughts? Go ahead and just follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you to all our sponsors again. Music provided by Studio 13th Day. This is Danny BMD. I got alongside with Seabass, Superfan Art, Crack AV, Tosco. This is Mezzo Forte Sportz. Laters. Go ahead and take it home, Art.
All right, thank you, Dan. Listen, the day is that Christmas is a season for giving. For example, the Rams gave the Jets their first win, and Dwayne Haskins is seen donating money to a charity of his choice, so anyone can make a difference. Remember, sports are great and mean nothing without y'all, the fans. This is number 6. Until next time, happy holidays, y'all. Be cool, stay safe, and keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz.
Woo!
There you go.